Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which you call the United States of America. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
We want to give a double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. In the true sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four winds of the world, prophesying and laboring in this doctrine and in this truth and in this doctrine. To you we say Shalom. The Lord is with division, not with everyone coming together. All Israel is not going to come together. And you saw a prime example of that, well, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, with the IUIC and ISUPK got a little scuffle, ship got carnal. The Lord is not with that, you know? And the Lord he's going to, the Apostle Torah always says, the Lord is going to break these camps up if they're not preaching 100% the truth, the doctrine, okay? If they're not teaching according to how they feel or how they feel in this day, the MOTB is this, the MOTB is that, the Lord is dealing with those that are speaking the truth, all right? Someone get Isaiah 58:1. Cry loud, spare not, all right? Because you got a lot of groups out here that cater to Jake's feelings out there, you know. The Lord is not with that. That's why you're going to see the Lord, man. He's gonna start dividing these camps up, or exposing these camps. That's what you're going to see. The Lord is going to expose these camps for what they really are. If they're not speaking 100% doctrine, all right. If they're not pushing this truth and doing this work in sincerity, all right. Because they want salvation, because they doing it for the elect's sake, okay? Because they see themselves as nothing but a vessel unto the Lord, all right? A lot of guys out here is puffed up with pride, are arrogant and prideful, thinking that it's about them, all right? Someone got something?
Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression.
Are all these camps doing that? Oh no, a lot of these camps are being world friendly. You know, they curve their doctrine towards the world, and the Lord ain't with that. So then what's the Lord doing? He's dividing these camps. He's breaking them up. Okay, and you're gonna see more and more turmoil within a lot of these camps. All right, and the ones that have the truth, you're gonna see them stay solid and continue to push. You know.
What I was gonna say is also the Lord is showcasing hypocrisy.
Yes.
Yep.
The same hypocrisy that the wicked scribes and Pharisees showed back in Yahushua's time.
Right.
That same spirit is back, so we're seeing it with our very eyes, what the Lord was speaking of. The Lord was constantly calling them out, cussing them out, upbraiding them, and that's why they didn't like Yahushua. But Yahushua was constantly rebuking these dudes.
Yeah.
These guys was trying to act like they were holier than thou. They were acting like they were keeping all the law.
Mm-hmm.
These same groups that's making it, you know, showing themselves, they're the main ones that's out there perpetrating like they're these holier than thou guys who keep the whole law.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be the main ones that'll get on you because you ain't got your fringes.
Yep.
But look at the carnal behavior that they're displaying. So it's a bad look in the sight of the people. The people are looking at it and be like, these people are trying to instruct us and teach us, and they ain't even in order.
It looked like two street gangs, man.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
really what it looked. They had the colors, the whole nine. It looked like some fucking folly, man.
Yeah.
Like a fucking high school brawl that broke out on some dumb shit, man.
Yep.
You know, that set Israel back. You know, you want to say
Yeah.
like that. It set us back, bro.
Yeah.
Like 10 years. That was some dumb shit.
That was horrible.
And
And
they're
those
gonna-
are the two that
yeah.
believe in immunity camps.
Yeah. And they're going to use this. They're going to realize they're going to use this to slander you, Jakes. Esau's building a case with the vocab Malones, and everything that you do is they're going to put a microscope on. They're putting a microscope on, and they're going to use all this footage against you. You know?
By the time they present this to the people in mass amounts, and a lot of you people would have seen and heard about the Hebrew Israelites, you'll have a certain opinion, a
Right.
personal opinion about it. They're going to form that opinion and guide it into a misguided direction. But rightfully so, with the way that most of you guys are acting out there, most of you camps are acting. Okay? And then you're going to know that there were real prophets among you, real teachers, those that really cared out there, that's really correcting brothers and sisters out there
Right.
to keep us in the right spirit, that we may earn, get salvation, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's why the scriptures say Apostle Paul, when he was addressing the church of Corinth,
Yep.
he said that the Lord is not the author of confusion.
Yep.
Yep.
You know,
And all the churches
but
of
that's
the
peace
saints.
in all the churches of the saints.
Yep.
You know, but that what we saw that was far from peace.
Yeah, that's war.
Saint.
Nothing but confusion.
Saint meaning from sanctified, which means cleansed. Them guys ain't cleansed of the world, man. Them guys still got full energy of the world on them.
Yeah, carnality.
That's the same carnality. That we're not. That's why we teach so hard. We teach the right way. We teach the prophecy, and we correct, man.
Yeah.
That's the point. And we show you, we mark them that are teaching the right things. And you guys get on us about it. But look, what do you see Great Millstone doing this at? Okay.
It's, Proverbs 25 and 28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
You can't even rule over your men, your congregation. How you gonna be a leader and a judge of Israel?
Exactly.
You know? That's plain.
And the scriptures, the scripture said we supposed to be examples unto the flock, man.
Yeah.
And that was a bad example. That showed no order. It showed no restraint, no temperance. The fact that, both sides was wrong, but there's certain things that each side could have did to prevent further confrontation.
The webcat, when it went to move the chair, and it looked like he was peacefully moving.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
But, get your hand off my chair. He didn't want the chair, bro.
Right.
Like, why you so amped up?
Yeah, he had like he kicked the
Or slapped it
like
down.
he slapped the mic stand down or kicked the speaker down. He just simply just placed the chair.
So he can
He
get
adjusted
up.
the chair.
You know?
Jake tripping out here.
Yeah, but
that's-
Jake's on edge too, because they lack faith and they're not being comforted by these scriptures, man. That's the problem. They're not being comforted by these scriptures. We're comforted because we teach about Jacob's trouble and the hour of temptation and all that. So
Right.
we're getting used to it. We're starting to get in the understanding of, damn, this is coming, but we're preparing our minds and our spirits for that. These guys don't seem to be as prepared.
In these moments like that, in these moments it's happened to great millstone camps before. But what happens? We've been in the spirit. These are tests for us to diffuse the situation.
Yep.
You know? And we got it's people, everyone's watching, but you have true believers and sincere brothers out there that's watching this behavior, and they're either going to be drawn in because of the carnality, the nigga shit, or they're going to be pushed away by it. And our job is to bring in the elect. We're searching for the elect. We're fishing for the elect. So our actions, what we do, hey, it reflects. It's a reflection of this truth. It's a reflection of Yahweh Shai.
The way that when I first saw Great Millstone talking with the apostles, when I first saw them, I was attracted to how deep they went into the scriptures, how deep they forced us to teach, to study, how they conducted themselves. Yeah, they cussed people out, but it was getting on them through the spirit of the scriptures, though.
Right.
Like it was for a good reason. It wasn't just because I don't like this guy. No, it was for right reasons, and that's what attracted me to it. You other guys have been attracted because they got a music entertainment group, because they wear all black like the Black Panthers and shit, or they got this carnal mentality about them. You're being attracted to the wrong things, the things that are gonna get destroyed in this life. Okay, they're all going. All the things that we saw happen in that video is the things that are gonna go. They're gonna perish when this place goes up, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be deeply rooted and connected with a foundation in the spirit to be able to let those things go and to have mercy upon your brother. You forget the weight of your matters. Mercy, judgment, and equity. Okay? Faith. So like faith, mercy, and judgment, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Sometimes you just gotta let things happen, man. And just let it, it's not worth it, bro.
But
all right, shalom, bro.
But having that patience is growing in the spirit. If you're not growing in the spirit, you still acting like a nigga in the world. Someone cut you off, you ready to fight them. You have to grow in the spirit and be able to, take the low, take the L sometime.
You said the key word, patience.
Yeah.
Patience is one of the fruits of the spirit.
Yeah.
Right? This is like Galatians 5, and gonna start at 19. It says, "Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, but thou shalt rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." That's the law, right? Variance, emulations, wrath, strife. That's exactly what that was. Showing you that it was all act out of carnality. It was all part of, it was the flesh. It was a fleshly act that caused that whole chaotic situation.
Reacting on impulse and emotions.
And not in the spirit, using the wisdom. It says seditions, heresies, and envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering.
That's how you know they're in the spirit.
Yeah.
When our brothers saw that video, and then you turn around and see the one that happened when UPK came up to was that,
Pittsburgh.
They came to there, right? And when that happened, what was the difference in the spirit? Brothers was trying to teach. It got too much. So brothers like, whatever, man. We ain't about to cause a major strike. We ain't happy about what you're doing because you off. So fuck it. We ain't gonna make a big deal about it. We're just gonna go and move on.
That was my first day out there with the brothers in Pittsburgh, and I wanted to get corner, bro. That was like I was new in the field. I wanted to get corner, but the Lord didn't let me. You know, nobody y'all about you know. So, hey, the scriptures say, you know, he that striving for the masteries are temperate in all things. Like the brother spoke about that growth, man. All those things mentioned in that scripture are ways of the old man that we trying to shed.
Yeah, they behaving worse than little children, man. Because the elders, the apostles, they keep having to go into these fucking guys, and they, instead of prophesying, we keep having to correct you, and make lessons, and the camp is dedicated to these fucking children, man, fighting, because they don't have the etiquette, they have no order, they don't know how to act. Like, y'all are behind, man. You know?
And that's a reflection on their leadership.
Fruit will be known.
You know? Because right. You got it, yeah.
And that's a reflection of your, like you said, of the leadership, your false doctrines, everything, all the gimmicks. It's all coming back to get your ass, man. All these fake Israelite groups, you know, with the antics and the showboating, you know. Now they all colliding with each other, trying to come out. That was no unity camp for sure. You know, that was them building on each other's foundation right there.
Yeah, it was ego and competition. Pride, ego, and competition. That was what that was. So you'll put out in certain displays. Yeah, look, we out here feeding the hungry. We out here setting up soup kitchens. Oh, we out here, we marching in unity. We 900, 1,000 deep, marching in unity. But then you fighting over a damn corner. Like y'all some drug kingpins. Fighting on the street.
And the thing about that is, like you were saying, it's like it looked like some niggas on the street. And what's happened when niggas get into the street? It goes back and forth, right? We shoot you, or, you know, you shoot us, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So when you niggas is, y'all just niggas in the world pretty much. You know, it's because you know you're an Israelite. You know, y'all niggas threw all that out the window, like the brother said. You haven't shed that old man. You're still that old man. You know, calling yourself an Israelite, putting on this front, like the brother said. You're hypocrites.
I'll finish this verse and then the brothers can get it. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, which is patience, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Yahushai's have crucified the flesh with the lust, it's like with the affections and lust. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit.
You gotta put that list of things on, man, because those things will quell all the random worldly nigga shit, the old man ways, like the brother was saying, and get you out of that mentality. You gotta walk and live in the new spirit, man. The new spirit is different. Man, I ain't worried about a fellow teacher. I'm not worried about the next man that's teaching Yahweh Shai. I'm worried about what Esau about to come down with. I'm worried about what the Heavenly Father about to do. You know? More so, making sure that everybody's on point to do what we got to do to get up out of here. But they over there I'm mad at him. This UPK block. For real? This UPK spot now. This UPK corner.
Yeah, when it said in Jude, that's earnestly contend for the faith.
Yeah,
that mean actually fighting. That means debating between each other in the scriptures, man. In a peaceful manner, though.
Yeah. Apostle Paul, it was times when he had disputes, you know, with the the chief priest, and like even that moment in Acts the 23rd chapter. No. Basically, the chief priest was coming against him, and he cursed the chief priest out, not realizing he was a chief priest. But then he noticed that the crowds that was building up when they was coming at him, they were both different parties. You have the Sadducees and the Pharisees, and they don't agree together in doctrine. So it caused a big ass dissension between them. It got carnal.
Yeah.
You know, while Paul, what he did was a chess move in the spirit, and he backed out of that. They was gonna try to get him, but they ended up clashing.
And we do a lot of that here at Great Millstone.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all have to be thinking about what this is now. They got to fight over the name and over the doctrine, because it sounded like they was coming up about the name. This brother got it done.
Acts 23rd chapter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start at verse 5.
You start at the top.
So verse 1. All right. Acts 23:1 it reads, and Paul earnestly beholding the council said, men and brethren, I have lived in all good conscience before Yahweh unto this day. And the high priest Ananias commanded them that stood by him to smite him on the mouth. Then said Paul unto him, Yahweh shall smite thee, thou whited wall, for sitteth.
Now whited wall, that's what Yahweh Shai called them hypocritical Pharisees. Thou witted sepulchres. You know? Meaning like, like when a building got some graffiti on it, and then you paint over it and it looks like a new building, but it's filthy on it. Yeah, man. That was them dudes. Go ahead.
For sittest thou to judge me after the law, and commandest me to be smitten contrary to the law? And they that stood by said, revilest thou God's high priest? Then said Paul, I wist not, brethren, that he was the high priest, for it is written, thou shalt not speak evil of the rule of thy people.
Yeah, he went, right there. He took the law, like, no, you right. That's the law. Thou shalt not revile the high priest. So he took that in stride, like, yeah, you're right. And that's something somebody moving in the spirit would have done versus somebody carnal.
Humble.
Yeah.
Knowing he's outnumbered, more than likely, and it's like, nah,
Even still, he in a sense he was off, but he was correcting him for the right reason.
Paul had so much zeal.
Right.
Paul he even cussed out Peter at a point, and that was off according to the order, but the sincere zeal that he had, and he still wasn't totally disrespectful when he did it. But he called things out, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6. But when Paul perceived that one part was Sadducees and the other part was Pharisees, he cried.
Two different camps.
Yep.
Go ahead.
He cried out in the council, men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee, of the hope and resurrection of the dead. I am called in question.
Yeah. Because is it gonna say about what the beliefs were?
Yeah, it's gonna get to it.
And when he had so said, there arose a dissension between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the multitude was divided. But the Sadducees,
this was all based on the doctrine.
Yep. It wasn't about who block he was on.
It was about what was being taught, the doctrine. That was what the dispute was. It wasn't nothing.
That's why they hated the Yahweh Shah, because he came and put things in proper understanding.
Yeah.
And they was like, that's not what we believe. That's not what we
That's
thought.
not, yeah, that's not what our forefathers.
taught us.
That's
Yeah.
not what the law says.
He was put it in proper perspective.
Verse 8, for the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit, but the Pharisees confess both. And there arose a great cry, and the scribes that were of the Pharisees.
So if you go back, the Sadducees were carnal. You really look at it, they didn't believe in the resurrection. That's a spiritual thing. They didn't believe it. They didn't believe, even though it manifests carnally, they didn't believe that could happen. That ain't, no flesh can do that. And they didn't believe that there was angels or spirit. See?
Carnal.
But the others were believed in both. The Pharisees believed in both. You gotta go.
And there arose a great cry, and the scribes that were of the Pharisees part arose and strove, saying, we find no evil in this man, but if a spirit or an angel has spoken to him, let us not fight against the Most High.
And they start to defend Paul. See that? But then now look, the Sadducees is like, oh yeah,
That rolling with him.
y'all rolling with him?
Yeah.
Y'all defending him?
Yeah.
So you know now it's about to get turned up.
Yeah, I'll read NLT, verse 10.
Good.
As the conflict grew more violent,
Oh,
the commander was afraid they would tear Paul apart. So he ordered his soldiers to go and rescue him by force and take him back to the fortress.
Take them out of there.
got him out of there. Yeah, them dudes, they a fucking brawl ensued, man. Jake got carnal. They got loud. They probably started threatening each other. You know, they pulled Paul up out of there, man.
You know they had blades on
Nah,
them.
yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. That's what I was thinking. Sticks at camping.
Yeah, but to show you these type of things, they happen. So of course they're gonna happen in this time. That's why the brother quoted that about how there's not gonna be division. It's like there's not gonna be unity. It's gonna be division. The only real unity is the unification of the elect right now.
That's right. That's right.
That's who the Lord is gathering together. Is the
Everything
elect.
else is broken up.
Everything else, they don't have a foundation, man.
At least,
You ain't found it on the spirit. You got it.
I was saying, at least in the ancient world, they were disputing over doctrine. These niggas disputing over a corner.
Yeah. But I think,
You know?
I think I didn't catch the full.
It might be a little deeper than just the corner thing.
Yeah, but
Because they've been going back and forth for a
I
while.
think the name had a. He was talking about. I heard one of them on the mic talking about the name that's getting on everybody.
No. When he
What
said
was?
name, he said name of. He was reading from an article.
Oh,
They were trying to expose some shit
Okay,
that
okay.
happened in the IUIC,
Oh.
and they was reading from an article.
Wow, okay.
That's what that was.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get to see the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said something about some homosexual activity or some shit. I'm like, oh man.
shit.
So he out here reading their dirty laundry
Yeah.
out while they're
Help
right
him
there.
out. Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like
Yeah.
you asking for it. That's
Yeah.
come on, man.
Y'all showed up with a good teaching spirit, man. Y'all knew they
Yeah.
was here. And we know each camp knows where everybody else is teaching at.
Bro.
You know, come on, it's
Get
not history.
James 3 and was that 17?
Didn't they?
I want to make this like-
Didn't they do that to the Dallas camp? Somebody took their spot. I think like.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
It was one body.
One body, yeah,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
body.
yeah.
I want to make a quick while they're grabbing that. You said they began to defend Paul, right? When a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies will be at peace with him. If you're doing the right thing, it shouldn't be a contention, like brothers was bringing out from 1 Corinthians 14th chapter. It should be peace. All right, you don't agree? Okay, that's cool. We debated. We told you what it is. Now we gotta wait to see what happens. That don't mean well I can't win in this debate, so we're gonna take it to the streets. We're gonna get into fisticuffs and then we're gonna see what the real winner is. That ain't what this is about, man. We got too much fighting to do, carnal fighting that's coming.
Yeah.
To be in that same spirit with the rest of the world. All the people that's gonna be chaotic and all of that they gonna have to go through that carnality. And they gonna catch that carnal death. We're supposed to be in the spirit.
While they doing that, while y'all fighting amongst each other, what do you think this devil's doing?
Man,
He's sitting back laughing at you niggas while you plotting.
I knew this wasn't gonna
You know,
work out.
like, man, perfect. This is what I need. I'm gonna blow this up.
Yep.
You know, send vocab, send the dogs. You know,
Yep.
expose this, make this. You know, and have these niggas fighting amongst each other, fighting. You know, disputing over this, disputing over that, while I'm mixing up some shit. You know?
Yeah, Esau gonna play both sides.
Oh yeah, you know he
That's
is.
what he do. That's what
He gonna amp up both sides. You know? What you call that?
Yeah.
Instigate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, he gonna be instigating.
Goddamn, Esau's the ultimate Don King. You know, he gonna promote the shit out of that shit, man.
They find a way to make money.
Yeah.
What's his name? The Kemite. I mean, what's the dude's name?
Hold up.
Sonetta.
Sonetta.
It ain't gonna be too long.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he already went live.
Oh yeah.
He already went live, bro.
Yeah.
I was watching a little bit of it. I was like, man, this is a damn fucking shame, man.
Yeah.
This is another low point. Yashawama used to say another low point in Israelite history. Another low point,
You gonna
man.
look back at this.
You got this nigga commentating and rebuking and talking shit.
Rebuke, I was gonna say,
You
you got
get-
him that
you-
don't believe, you can believe it, so-called believers anyway, you know.
You're like, y'all gonna call the police on your brothers, man?
Man.
Y'all gonna call the devil on your own brothers? Oh, like, man.
What script was that the brother put on the chat, bro? When he read it, it was I think Kabar or War. He put a scripture out that said, "Damn, I can't go and look, but it's in the campaign chat." What he said was, he read one in the NLT, I think it was, and he said, "Take his thy brother to
1
to the
Corinthians 6,
lawsuit, right? The word
where it
lawsuit.
says, don't you go to the law before the saints?
Right, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Go to the law before the unjust?
Yeah, why would you go?
Why would you
maybe
go
go to a secular something
Yeah.
in the NLT versus going to a fellow believer to
Right.
judge the matter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I got
why
it.
would you call it law? You got it?
I can read it. You said read the NLT?
I think he read it in the
Yeah, I
NLT.
see it. I see it. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1 in the NLT.
Yeah.
When one of you has a dispute with another believer,
Yes.
how dare you file a lawsuit
Yep.
and ask a secular court to decide the matter instead of taking it to other believers?
Yeah.
Instead of taking to other believers, why would you have another? Why would you just let Sakari or Craig Moonstone or one by somebody? Let somebody judge it. You letting Sonetta and Esau. You letting all these other people judge it. Why come you didn't call the
Calling the
head?
police, though.
You know, knowing that.
The Centurion.
Oh man, what do you think he gonna do?
But hey, that's the tactic of their leader. Their leader pretty much trained them in how to deal in that manner. You know, their leader, he's a fucking detective,
Yeah.
NYPD detective.
They went to the tactic too.
Yeah.
I watched how they did it.
So you know they believe in this system more than anybody.
Right on.
Yeah.
One brother on the comment board like this is a 501c3 civil war.
It is.
Pretty much, man.
It's the battle between the top 501c3 title holder.
Hey, did you see? It's kind of unrelated, but the same energy. I think it was the other Yashimam. Somebody posted a video of two in like the Christian church where Jake was cussing out another deacon or whatever, member of the church, was sleeping with his wife. The same energy, bro.
Oh, yeah.
The same worldly energy.
These niggas is out here playing when it's salvation on the line.
Yeah.
You know,
They don't get it.
They don't get it. This is bigger than you. This is bigger than the UPK and all your followers and all that bullshit that you guys do, man. This is literally life and death, and y'all out there playing with souls. You got people that sincerely following the IUPK. They don't know no better. They,
Yeah.
IUIC. There's people that sincerely follow these people, and this is how you behaving. This is how you conducting yourself. Y'all not followers of Yahweh Shah. Y'all followers of your own self. They're doing this for the love of money, for the love of fame, all of that shit. For all the wrong, a lot of these jakes is in the truth for all the wrong reasons. Yeah. You got to be sincere about this. The Lord ain't playing, and when the Lord begins to send judgment to our people, what does it say in 1 Peter 4:17? I'm going to start at my house, my sanctuary. He's starting at Israelites that know they Israelites. Who said it? That a lot of the 2/3 is it's going to be some of the I forgot how the apostle quoted it, but a lot of 2/3 are going to be jakes that's in Israel.
Yeah.
That's playing this role like, oh, you you holier than thou, and I'm a man of the Lord, and you want to get judged.
More of these, to land back what you're saying, more of these 2/3 at one time will have worn fringes. Is what we're saying, and without teaching. More than we think. I'm not saying everybody, but more than we think. We just hoping it's not us, man. That, through the spirit, we are under the right vibration, we run under the right spirit, and we continue to the end. That we may be felt mercy, and got that good mercy for this.
Right.
Who was holding?
Yeah. No, James 3 and start at 16, I think.
It was James chapter 3 and verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. But
Matter of fact, start up like a few verses. Like maybe 14, 15 around there. 14.
14.
It says, but
13.
verse 13, who is a wise man and endowed with knowledge amongst you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earth, sensual.
It's like, what exactly were they going into?
Right.
He over here reading an article trying to expose you. You over here, like, what the fuck was that? Like, people trying to figure out, like, how did he even get like that? This is a straight nigga moment on World Star.
They got them damn microphones and shit.
Yeah.
Yelling over
Yelling
each
over
other.
each other. It was
Yeah.
nothing but straight confusion. That's a moment everybody on the street like, all right, let's pull our phones out. Let's get this nigga ass shit so we can put it up on World Star.
Hashtag World Star.
Yeah.
We had people, that was stopping.
Yeah, you know, World Star.
You had the Pastor Pork Chop was narrating while he was
I know, right?
filming it. Fucking pastor.
Yeah.
He looking like the good guy.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's Israelites makes it that much more respectable.
Yep.
Right.
The scripture said, let all things be done unto edify.
It's
That's
funny,
it.
because I want to bring this up. It's right here. It says, verse 11, doeth the fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Hey, the Israelites only supposed to have sweet water coming out of them, man. You're supposed to have all this bitter water, this carnality coming out of you, man.
Yep.
You're supposed to just be teaching the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai only. But we know that ain't the case. Okay? We're supposed to just be speaking the right things. Not exposing one another to a point where we get into a carnal situation. We just trying to expose that your doctrines off. Your leaders off.
The thing is that they're gonna lump us in with those guys too.
They're all one West Camps.
Yeah.
All
They're
us,
gonna-
we get grouped in all together, all
Yeah.
one West Camps.
So when they mention Hebrew Israelites in a bad light, we're all included in because of these fucking guys
Yeah.
who are carnal, you know? That's the thing. So we gotta talk about it. We gotta create that separation too.
Yep.
Let people know that, hey, we're not all the same,
Right.
That's it.
Yep.
you know? We're not like these niggas, man. We're out here just trying to do the job.
Put
Trying
out
to,
that sweet water.
we're about the Father's business, you know? They about their own business. They doing Nate's business and Johanna's business. And, you know, they're about their own agenda, man.
You know, they don't care about. They care more so how it made Johanna look or how Nate looks.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the real definition of man pleasing.
You know.
They used to call us man pleasers, you know, because we actually, you know, we have the same level of zeal that our apostles have. They rebuke guys. Hey, we get in the spirit and rebuke them too.
But we understand why they're being rebuked.
Right.
You know, we just don't go off and fuck them because this and that. We understand that they going off in the doctrine here, and here, and brothers go in because brothers can bring more edification to the topic. You know, it ain't just about going at somebody. Because everyone was teaching the right thing. We wouldn't have nobody to go at. It'd be perfect, you know. We'd be out this motherfucker. Yeah, right.
They're supposed to be ambassadors for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? But they're doing it wrong. And we feel like we're the righteous ambassadors. We're the righteous messengers, man. So they're doing the job wrong, man. They're not doing it right. They're going off. You know, they go off on their doctrine. They go off on the prophecies. They go off on the way they conduct themselves. So they're representing our Lord, and it's painting a bad picture, man.
Another thing they
don't look good.
Another thing they don't like is sometimes the authority that our apostles speak with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Yahushua spoke with authority. They didn't like that about him. You know, and it's not pride, it's not arrogancy, it's the zeal. You know, we have that zeal that and we want to get the hell out of here. You know, and a lot of guys, they don't got that zeal like that. You know,
if you could finish that in James real quick.
Say what, 3?
Back in James 3:16, for where envy and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy.
Without hypocrisy. You know, not being a damn hypocrite. You know, saying one thing and then your actions show another. You know, but proclaiming to be, these great men of Israel. You know, that was it. That was in the last verse. 17.
18. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.
This is Philippians chapter 1, starting verse 14. It says, and many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. Some indeed preach Yahushai even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. The one preached Yahushai of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds, but the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. And that's really what Great Millstone is.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
We're teaching, we're defending the gospel, the truth, the word. We're defending the words that strengthen foundations and build up followers. That grow the believers, grow faith,
Edify.
and edify. That's the word.
To build.
Yeah, exactly.
While they stroking their own egos, building up their own, code of personality. Self-serving. They're serving their own bellies. The scriptures say, be not desirous of vainglory, provoking one another. This ain't no competition. We ain't trying to outdo, it ain't about that. Trying to outdo one another.
That's nigga shit in the world.
That's all it is.
Like, oh, this nigga got this. Oh, I gotta go get this. This nigga one up me.
I gotta get it back.
How do you think this is gonna play out? They're gonna go back and forth on videos, and like the brother said, hey, ISUPK is calling them up. They may spend a block on them niggas, man.
Yeah.
The Lord might put an evil spirit between them.
Yeah.
You can already see it.
You already see that happening. If somebody can't get 1 Corinthians 3, because you had Jake fresh out the world that was coming in that carnal spirit. They thought that, all right, well, since I'm learning from this man, I'm of him.
Yep.
So whoever come against him,
It's like big homie, little homie shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. Paul had to check them. Like, yo, y'all acting like little carnal little kids, man.
Yeah.
And they act and they take on that attitude because they say, well, our leader is doing it.
Yeah.
They go to the gun range and have guns, and they're militant, and you know, no cowards, and that's their whole attitude. So I should take on that persona also. You know.
Remember that time when we was on Vegas Boulevard?
Yeah.
And somebody drove by, and I think it was an ISUPK member, yelled out something to us.
Yeah.
He said something about Johanna, and then he said fuck GMS or some shit like that. You remember?
He drove past.
Huh?
You the one that drove past?
He drove past us. Like, carnal as hell, man. What is it? What is this? That same carnal gang mentality.
Yep.
Man.
Exactly.
That lets you know that they just take anybody in too.
Yeah.
They don't examine dudes. They don't make sure dudes are sincere, and they really know what they're getting themselves into.
They're not looking for the elect. They let you know they're not
Yeah.
looking for the elect. They just want members.
You know, like
It's a numbers game with it.
They can't try the spirit by the spirit because shit, they ain't in the spirit.
Exactly.
if you can tell, if you know some dude in your camp showing up, and he's a carnal dude, and he don't change his ways, why would you take him in your camp?
And I like to say it, but you better see the process is lengthy to get in here. We got to make sure brothers are solid. You know, that's where you're supposed to make sure that you truly set up with understanding and everything. That when you come into this thing, you better keep going and then teach others also.
Yeah.
You know, but we got to make sure we're doing the job so you guys can come in and do the job also. We can't just, hey man, get out and work, man. We want to make sure you know how to do the work right.
You need the tools.
We got to give you the right tools, and it takes time. You know, stay strong with it. Y'all got it? Oh, his brother got precept.
The First Corinthians you want?
3, yeah.
No. Oh, bring out his right quick.
Y'all bring on this.
Just real quick, because the brother mentioned that they're supposed to be ambassadors, right? Which is representatives. We representing Yahweh Shah, the body. It says Colossians 3 and starting at 12. It says, "Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High." So it's a certain way you're supposed to be conducting yourself off the rip. Holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind.
What's funny, nothing is talking about is on the outside. It's all inside. The inner man. Okay?
It says meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye.
Right. It's in meekness, being humble, taking the low. You know, not even if you are from a different camp or whatever, not seeing that man as your enemy and you want to kill him. Yeah, we have different view, different doctrines, but we don't want to kill these guys. We don't want to. It's not that deep. We just want them to teach the right thing. But it starts with that, with meekness and being humble. You want to say something, Albert? Yeah.
I got a quick preview. Hebrews 12 and 14. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord.
Without peace, you're not gonna see the Lord, man. You gotta have peace in your heart. Hey, just speaking to myself, I like to believe I'm at a certain understanding of the word. I understand these groups have to do what they're set up to do in the spirit. Just like the Sadducees and wicked Pharisees and Sadducees have to do, even the Sicarii have to do, and the Zealots have to do at that time. Everybody has a role to play. And I understand that this is set up this way. We want those that are sincere to come out of that. That's really what we want. But hey, you were attracted to that for a reason. There may not be some that come out of that. Maybe not. It's all in the mercy of Yahweh Shah. I'm not in control of that. The difference is understanding that it's a peace that comes over you. You can't be mad at Nate for what he do. You can't be mad at Johanna for how they teach or what they do. Okay? Or the people that do.
Yeah, the thing is, like when Nate posted that clip on his Instagram, going back years ago when apostles was throwing curses on him. That was a while ago. Since that time, they still especially Apostle Tahar, he still always tried to maintain that there might be some way for a chance for Nate, some hope.
Did he even say when Nate was sick? Oh, I hope the brother's all right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hope you pay attention though.
Yeah. Because ultimately, they're peaceful men. We're supposed to try to be at peace if it's possible. That's in Romans 12 and was that 19, 17? If it be all possible, be at peace with all men. You know, we get into it with the Sakari, and then still, you know, every once in a while the apostle
Talk
still
about
give them
lessons that they do that was good.
Still back them up when they have debates with these other opposing organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, when you're doing a good thing, it's just to keep the peace, even though we still have a disagreement. If the Sakari walk by, even though we don't agree with half the shit they do, if they walk by, hey, shalom.
Hey,
We're not finna get together and go eat later or nothing like that. But hey, you know, we'll shalom them and let them go.
it happened over there.
Con.
Like two times.
Al-Azhar actually drove by us
kind.
and
It said
saluted us,
shalom.
and we saluted him back, man.
And he posted on the comment board too.
Con.
I got something.
He was holding.
Yeah, I got something too.
Why is
He's still holding 1 Corinthians 3.
Okay.
It go right now? Does it go? It go exactly right now? If not, he can give his Corinthians. All right, go ahead.
1 Corinthians 3 from the top.
Yeah.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3. And I, brethren, can now speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Mashiach. I have fed you with milk and not with meat. For hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. For ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, and are ye not carnal and walk as men?
Are ye not carnal and walking as men? This is why you gotta break things down simple to Jake. Because they too carnal to even get basic the basics. Somebody
The
newly
milk.
coming in. You know? It's younger brothers that are more on the mature level than guys who's supposed to be experienced, that been in this thing for a few years. And that's a shame.
You know why is that? Why is that? Because they're leaders.
Going back to the leadership.
Yeah, they see their leaders, and even not even starting with the apostles and elders. Of course, they're the head leaders, but the leaders of their camp. You know, you see the leaders from their camp are a reflection of the heads. You know, but the younger brothers come in, they see the leaders of their camps, respective camps, and see how they conduct themselves, and it's they emulate it. They
without understanding.
right.
Yeah, like Yahweh Shai, when he was cussing them out, he say, basically when you convert them, they become twofold the child of hell than yourself. The younger dudes come in and they're impressionable and they try to emulate you. They turn into even a worse nigga. Trying to
One up.
look up to you and
Yeah.
please you.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah.
You see a lot of that happen, man. You know? But that's not how it's. No, you get this understanding and you're supposed to grow. All right, and we're not to emulate one another, but we're to grow together as a body. Each having your own individual spirit.
Yeah.
And I just meant like emulate the righteous acts, the things that your behaviors,
The leadership qualities.
Yeah, kind. Wow.
Because before you become a leader, you start as a student first.
Yeah, follower.
You have to be led before you become a leader.
Disciple.
A disciple.
That was the order.
Yeah.
When Halashai started his camp, he was leading his camp and built his camp up to become the new leaders when he was on the scene.
Yeah, like Matthew the 5th chapter.
Yep.
A lot of Christians, they make that error of like when they'll go to later on in the chapter where it talks about the Lord saying, bless your enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless them that persecute thee.
Bless them that persecute you. Also, that means that we're not supposed to talk about, we're not supposed to curse Edomites.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get along with everybody. No, this is talking about amongst us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was sharing the game with his disciples in that chapter. of how we supposed to conduct ourselves and deal with each other.
To keep peace, so we ain't gotta get on each other so much, and we can just go preach your house out.
They try to use that when they say love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
You know.
Matter of fact, somebody, unless y'all got precepts that y'all wanted to bring out, we can go to that in Matthew
my
5th chapter.
too long.
All right, get yours and then we can go to that.
This is Sirach chapter 28. We start at verse 10. It says, "As the matter of the fire is, so it burneth, and as a man's strength is, so is his wrath. And according to his riches, his anger riseth. And the stronger they are which contend, the more they will be inflamed. And hasty contention kindleth a fire, and in hasty fighting sheddeth blood."
And that could have went bad.
Yeah, that's exactly, bro.
And I like, yeah, we kind of, you know, this is like the tactics that they use, like this is straight up police shit. But even still, the way they handled that, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
So it was like they kind of restrained them, showing them a little mercy by not like,
because they could
have stomped them dudes to death.
Yep.
It was a lot of them dudes. They was big as hell.
Man.
They got boots on.
Yeah.
That shit could have ended horribly.
And shit,
It could've been.
who's to say a brother wouldn't use the bathroom and came back and saw that and got a strap? You know, and that's we say this, but that could actually happen.
Yeah.
You know,
And how you gonna stop? You know, how you gonna? Hey, what are y'all doing to my brothers, man?
right?
You know, he gonna come and ask?
Yeah,
They gonna
huh.
apprehend him the same
Or
way?
you got a carnal nigga that's in the
Learning.
that's learning,
Yep.
and he know he with the shits.
Yeah.
What he gonna do?
Hey, how many times we have to talk off? What's his name?
Oh,
How many
yeah,
times we
Jamal.
have to talk him down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
What's his name?
Kamal, I think
Jamal.
was his name.
How many times we have to talk him off the edge, bro?
He was ready.
He's ready. Yeah.
And he brought the one dude too.
Yeah, he brought
His
his
friend.
vehicles in.
And they had their sticks on. They had
Yeah.
the straps on.
Man.
That's one of the things the Lord hates, feet that be swift and run into mischief.
Yeah.
Con. Can you read that precept again, brother?
It said, in verse 11, it says, "In hasty contention kindleth a fire, and in hasty fighting sheddeth blood."
Con. Was it one? Was it
That's another verse.
Yeah.
"If thou blow the spark,
Yep.
it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched."
Yep.
And both these come out of thy mouth.
Yeah, this is why Scripture talk about the power of the tongue, man.
Yeah.
You could use your because the Scripture tells you a soft answer turneth away wrath, right? So the Scripture say, hey, you could spit on it, meaning what? You disannul the contention.
De-escalate.
Yeah, de-escalate the situation, or you could blow on it, and blowing on fire does what? It makes it bigger, man.
Like life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Can I get a script on top of yours? It's in Proverbs real quick. Proverbs 15 and 18. A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeases strife.
You know why you gotta be slow to anger? You gotta wait to figure out, is that the necessary response that makes the most sense? Is that the wisest response?
It's because getting physical should be the last
It's the last
resort.
That word appeases is shaquat. The word shaquat.
There you go.
Means quiet, peaceful. You know?
Trying to mediate. You know. Oh, if I could get this real quick, Sirach 8 and 15. It says, "Travel not by the way with a bold fellow,
Yeah.
lest he become grievous unto thee. For he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly." And the reason why I bring that out is because if you was watching it closely, the dude who started the whole shit, he was on the ISUPK side. The dude in the red shirt,
Yep.
he reacted too rashly and carnal because the dude moved the damn chair,
Bro.
and then went over there and pushed him. He was being bold. And the scriptures say, "He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly." That was foolish the way he did that. You knowing damn well the cause of your action is now you about to get your whole camp. Knowing that y'all were outnumbered, you finna get the whole camp harmed, man.
Yeah. But it don't matter if you're outnumbered, but that's just what the wise listen.
I got that word.
So like 15.
The word bold. This on the Edom. It says bold. It says bold, swift, frightful, dangerous, requiring. This one positive. It says requiring or exhibiting courage. But then it says audacious, presumptuous, overstepping usual bounds.
You know? Forward, it might be a synonym for that.
Yeah. You're gonna push him. So now the dude's finna, you pushed him. He's not about. Now he's like, all right, you just touched me.
Yeah, you feel threatened.
So now it's this. We got to fight now. And then they're gonna back him up, and your brother's gonna back you up. So now it turns into a fucking brawl.
Because you pushed the guy, the other guy came over from around the corner and came straight through the big punch.
Yeah.
You already know. Once they did that, they was like, no, get the arms squared away, get you down to the ground.
Now the brothers got to perish. Now they got to perish through your folly.
Yeah, that shit was tactical. In the ancient world, they probably would have put them to death.
Nah, bro, for sure.
And they might file a lawsuit on us.
Bro,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's assault. That was assault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that Matthew 5?
Yeah, you go to it.
Matthew 5, starting at 43.
No, read. Start at 1 first.
Matthew 5, starting at the top. It says, and seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit.
So this shows you right there who his audience was. He waited till the disciples came to him, and it was intimacy. They gathered to him, and this is when he started to teach them. He wasn't talking to all of Israel right there.
Masses.
He wasn't talking to the masses right there. He was talking personally to his disciples. He's sharing his principles to them because they were his students at the time. So read that again.
It says, and seeing the multitudes, he went up into the mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Yep.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they that do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
He's giving them how to understand who they'll be teaching. The spirit that the people that they'll be teaching will be in. And not to take it for a negative thing, but to use it as a positive, to build them up, to edify them.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High.
There's different types of spirits.
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake.
Yep.
Rejoice and be glad, be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
If you exhibit these traits and these things happen to you, just know that you're blessed. All right? Just know that you're blessed. It's a good thing. These are the traits and characteristics that are to be displayed in the men that serves me, that serves my Father's will and purpose. All right? And these are the attributes of men who are going to go out there and be leaders, teachers, who's going to be gathering souls, who's going to have the oversight of the Lord's, house. So you see right here that every chance he got, when the Lord had the disciples in a solitary place, he would groom them up. He would comfort them and he would groom them.
And that's what's taking place right now, essentially.
Yeah.
The men of the Lord, teaching, and you catching hell, going through trials and tribulations. These are tests. That was a test for both sides. So when Esau comes in, Esau's going to come in like a flood, whether they come in early in the morning, come to your job, whatever it may be. How do you think these men are going to react?
Exactly.
Carnally. They're going to lash out.
Get your hand on.
And then what that can do? That could have Esau gun your whole family down.
Yep.
Versus them taking you away peacefully. Okay, let's go to the concentration camp or
Getting
whatever.
to another place where the angel could break you out.
Right.
You know, just
Right, but you know,
Yeah.
it's going to be miracles and things that happen like that. But if you're acting carnally, you're acting on emotion and impulsive. Like, no, Esau ain't coming here doing nothing. They gonna dead your ass down right there, man.
In this same chapter, Yahushua addresses that. He even tells them how to deal with an adversary. It's in that same chapter.
Harmless.
That's a
That's another
keep,
chapter.
yeah, keep
But he
going.
says,
Deal with that adversary quickly.
yeah.
That's right. Keep reading. Keep reading.
Back in Matthew 5:13, ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is this for good for nothing, but to be cast out.
Hey, Slack, I just kind of glanced ahead in the brother's work. Everything we're talking about to be brought up. The brothers even mentioned that. You guys brought it.
It is this for good for nothing, but to be cast out, and to be trodden
Hey,
underfoot of
what
men.
good is it? What kind of flavor are we really bringing to Jake? What kind of, how are we enticing Jake to come into this truth? Or, you know, trying to bait him to come into this truth for the right things if we acting like they act
Right.
already.
And
We ain't even hard.
baiting Jake to have faith.
Right.
You know.
Versus, they already carnal. We don't need to. They more carnal than we are. A lot of Jake that wake up to this thing and been in those carnal situations in the world and it had to be harder in that situation. Now what? Now we don't want them to be thinking like that. We want to change that mentality to be more spiritual.
Right.
So then that they can change and that you change.
Yeah.
That's what the brother say.
Hey, real quick, if somebody could get Philippians 2, and I think it's like around 14. Because yeah, salt gives you flavor,
But
and it also preserves you. But what good is that if it can't be, you know, if it can't be used? Our salt is what? This wisdom,
Yep.
Right?
the spirit.
Right.
We're to exhibit the wisdom and the grace, and we're to speak it. That when people hear it, they be like, "Yo, we can't say nothing bad about these men."
Like for
We
instance,
let your light so shine. Hey, there we go.
You get that
Philippians 2 and verse 15.
Sorry, 14.
14. Do all things without murmuring and disputing, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
See,
This is gonna go right with that.
See?
I ain't got to say.
go ahead.
Back in Matthew 5:14, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
Your actions can't be hid if you're doing the right thing. If nobody got nothing bad to say about you, even if you're at a fault, you apologize. My bad, bro. Even if it wasn't your fault, you still take the load. How righteous is that?
Bro,
This is
how
the
many
type of action
how
we're
many
supposed to have.
times have our adversaries, even though they said some evil shit about us in the past wrongly, but they've come around
Yep.
and said like good things about us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vocab went from saying we're the sickest group in Israel to no, GMS is the most honest. They're the
Yeah.
most,
Yep.
you know,
They're prudent, but they're honest.
they're prudent.
Yep.
You know, they're good to, they're the best to deal with.
Yep.
They know
he says
scriptures.
that.
Yeah, how we're the sickest, but we're the best to deal with. That contradicts itself, but we give them credit because it's the truth.
Because they sense that in us.
Yep.
They know that we're just simply defenders of the truth, and how much zeal that we have for our faith.
Right.
Even Sinetta, he said all kind of shit about us, but then he turned around and said, "Oh man, hey, can't nobody deal with
nobody fuck with GMS,
Can't nobody
man."
fuck with GMS. That's the top camp.
Yeah, you-
All the other Israelite groups was getting envious, man.
what he say? He said you can't get them brothers to go outside that Bible, man.
Yeah,
They stay in their Bible. They know the Bible.
yeah.
You know.
That's because, hey, that's the light of Yahushua shining through us, man.
Right.
It ain't us. That's the light of Yahushua, Yahushua, man. Call Lord Yahushua. And then there's people that's watching this whole bullshit with Nate and now with Johanna and that whole shit. And some of them are like, man, hey, One thing to see is Great Millstone. They keep it about the doctrine. That's what they're starting to pay attention to.
How many times
Those
somebody
men, they
come
they
up-
going into them scriptures though. I don't see all this BS and drama with those dudes.
Yeah, quick preacher.
Even they women be quiet amongst them. You know?
Yeah.
We always say, what scripture says that?
There was no damage.
Exactly.
You know, we go right into the scriptures. It's not our opinion. It's what the scripture says.
Yeah, they're sitting back and they're observing, man.
Yeah, quick pre. It's Luke 21 and 15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
That's plain.
And when
We
you
get the breakdowns. Can you say?
Fine. And then I got one in it's the same in it, but it's in the NLT. And it reads, for I will give you the right words and such wisdom that none of your opponents will be able to reply or refute you.
You can't. How you gonna come up against the truth when it's the truth?
Right.
You know, when it's being broke down in its proper context, getting all the meat off the bone. It's nothing you can say.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, real
I got
quick.
some. Oh, sorry.
I had one too. Titus 2:7. This is in the NLT. It says, "And you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind.
Example. That's huge. That's huge.
Let everything you do reflect the integrity and seriousness of your teaching. Teach the truth so that your teaching can't be criticized. Then those who oppose us will be ashamed and have nothing bad to say about us."
So we quote it, giving no offense.
That's the spirit.
Be not
Yeah, that's what I was about to get.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
2 Corinthians
6.
1 Corinthians 6.
Did anybody bring out Philippians 1?
4 and 14. Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
If you need to, bring it again.
I was going to read the NLT.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead. And then we'll go back to Matthew 5.
Philippians 1, I'm going to start at 14. I want to get to 17. All right. In the NLT, and because of my imprisonment, most of the believers here have gained confidence and boldly speak the Most High's message without fear. It's true that some are preaching out of jealousy and rivalry, but others preach about Yahushua with pure motives.
Yep.
They preach because they love me, for they know I have been appointed to defend the good news. Those others did not have pure motives as they preach about Yahushua. They preach with selfish ambition, not sincerely, intending to make my change more painful to me.
Yeah.
I want to bring you down. I hate to say that. I don't like that.
Their own motive. It says their own motive. So they're really, they don't have Yahushua in mind when they're out there doing what they think they're doing. If you out there because you're trying to one up the next man, you're trying to tear down, you're trying to, popularity contest, none of that has to do anything with establishing and building Yahushua's church. It has nothing to do with glorifying Yahushua. This is all it's selfish. It's pretty much self-glorification, man.
Yeah. You're going right
Vainglory.
Right where I was thinking. What I was going to add to that was, that's that slave mentality on the slave plantation. All the slaves can't be at the top, even though there's plenty of room at the top for all of the slaves, so to speak, on the plantation. They want only one at the top, and they want all of them to be in that crab in the barrel, fighting one another to be at that top. That's black culture. That's a slave captivity mentality.
Yeah.
But in this, we're doing it through the house nigga shit, right? But here, what are we really doing? We're not even preaching ourselves. So how selfless is that? We're preaching our Savior.
Yeah, we giving the glory to you. How about Shah?
We don't get none, but it trickles down.
Yeah.
Eventually.
We know there's a reward for this, but
Right.
But
we don't know we're guaranteed to get it.
Right.
We just preach it sincerely.
Come on.
Because we know it's the right thing to do, man. That's that example. Doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to examine, hey, bro, I'm just trying to slide your chair over. I'm not trying to. But when he pushed him, they both were afraid to get contentious. And then the other guy, like, defended himself. The other guy ran over him with the punch. Now some nigga moments. Might as well do the Jerry Springer bell. Ding, ding, ding. Jerry, y'all remember that shit? Jerry Springer,
Yep.
they'd be about to have peace. and talk it out,
Yeah.
you throw that bell out there, they just instantly go into fight mode. That's what they look like.
Yep. It triggered.
It was a trigger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we back in that record.
Matthew 5.
Right, so Matthew 5 and 13, so like 16, 14, so like, it says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Yeah, but now they speaking evil based on what they see in you as far as your works. They can look at you, look at how they're behaving and be like, man, whatever God they serve, yeah, they can keep that, man.
You got a fucking Christian pastor
Yeah,
up there talking shit. Like
Yeah.
he got the truth.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You still reading Matthew 5? Or is that
No, he keep
Keep
going.
going.
Verse 17, think not that I am come to destroy the law of or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
See,
Yeah, because they was what? They were teaching people to keep the law, but they themselves couldn't keep it.
Right.
So they put themselves under and it was like,
possible task.
yeah, and they were trying to constrain others and put them under that same burden. You know?
We talk about them too, bro.
Yeah,
Brother brought that up on the down, like, man, that is the
yeah. Your righteousness should exceed them because they're failing.
well, how? Quick question. How can your righteousness exceed the scribes and the Pharisees? Or no, scribes and Pharisees and Sadducees? I know it's a certain element to this that allows us to exceed, because we know the Pharisees was about the law, right? And the Sadducees, they believe, but it was a different element.
They didn't believe.
Now makes us.
They didn't believe in the resurrection.
Getting close. Getting close.
We
with
talking
that
about
word.
Sadducees.
Right, we
No,
get
no,
close.
no. Oh, that's what you just.
All of them, but it's a certain word I'm looking for. Faith. The faith is what makes you exceed the Pharisees.
Yep.
You know? Because your faith will have you keeping the law like the Pharisees did, but also you won't be penalized because you are spiritual about it versus being carnal about it.
Right.
So your faith is what that X factor is in all of this.
Yep.
Matthew 5 and 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever
So it's like it, because I want to real quick. I want to back you up on that about faith, right? Because that was the new standard of righteousness the Lord was looking for. That's Romans 1 and 17. It says, "For therein is the righteousness of the Most High revealed from faith to faith,
Yep.
as it is written, the just shall live by faith." And so that was the true standard of righteousness that the Lord was looking for. Like it says in Romans 10, they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. But to go about to establish their own righteousness, but have not submitted themselves to the righteousness of the Most High. It was faith.
Yep. You understand?
The Pharisees, the wicked Pharisees and the Sadducees, they didn't have that. They thought it was just about keeping the law to the letter. In which when you do that, you put yourself under that curse.
And here's something that don't get brought up a lot. At that moment was Yahushua changing it to faith. Was it changed over with his his death and resurrection, I should say, his sacrifice and resurrection, was when it changed over into faith. That was the moment that it changed, because it was the standard of the law before that. Though we had grace, you know, and we had a moment to atone, but it was changed over into faith in that moment. So it was new to their ears. They're like, who is this guy think he is, that he could just change what our father Moses had put down for us, you know? So that's kind of how that happened. So that's why it was a little contention then. But look now, all this time now, they're still going over the same stuff.
Yep. I got one more precept and then we go right back. This is Philippians 3 and 9, and it says, and being found in him, not having mine own righteousness, which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Mashiach, the righteousness which is of the Most High by faith. So we go right back.
It's Matthew 5 and 22. It says, but I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rapha, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Let's read that again.
It says, but I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Yeah, because that's the spirit of Cain. You know, you don't want that evil spirit of Cain. You know, you hate your brother in your heart, and there's no reason why you simply hate him. You just, man, I just something about that brother, man. You know, nah, man, we can't have that among us. All right, that's hate, man. That's against the law. You're not supposed to hate your brothers, man.
Like you said at the beginning of this chapter, Yahushua was talking to us amongst his disciples.
You
know, this in these days is talking about the brothers that's amongst the ministry.
Exactly.
You know, it ain't talking about don't hate a 2/3.
Right.
You know, but your brothers within this ministry that do this work. That's sincere.
A lot of Jake ain't gonna be, when they come in, they're not gonna be ready to just be judged at the highest level. You gotta give them some mercy time.
Yeah, like Apostle Paul had told
Grace period.
He told was it the Romans to stay away from certain blood and
meat offered unto
meat offering, certain things like a starter kit.
Yeah, basically,
you know,
so they get built up.
So they get built up.
Right. Exactly.
Go ahead.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rapha, shall be in danger of the council.
And I believe that word rakab, which a brother could look it up, but I believe it means basically when you say that a brother is worthless, you know, he's he's good for nothing, and it's like, why are you telling him you trying to tear a brother down or build him up? You know. Basically, you're offending the little one.
Them that are without. Yeah, but them that are without, that's trying to get it.
Yeah.
Not just them that don't get that, Charleston White type jakes. Oh, I ain't got time for that. They ain't getting no money, ain't getting no pussy, they ain't getting no. What good are they doing?
Right.
With brothers seeking that just don't understand yet. You don't push them away and get rid of them. You have the word, or you just gonna keep them?
We have the word.
It is worthless, empty. It's not worthless.
The word there for Racha, it says Racha, empty, i.e. a senseless, empty-headed man, a term of reproach used among the Jews in the time of Mashiach.
Yeah. Just like when Michael, she called David, she called him, she called him a vain dude because he was in the spirit of joy when he was, dancing.
Yeah, when he got back,
they got the ark into the city. They brought the ark of the covenant back. So he's feeling himself, and then she come and tell him, "You acting like a vain ass dude." So she insulted that man.
The king.
The king.
The one that I've been chosen over your father.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whosoever shall say thou fool
shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother have aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift.
In other words, before you think you about to go and make a sacrifice to the Most High, if you got an alt with a brother, if there's something going on, you better rectify that first, or the Lord won't accept your sacrifice.
Make it right with that brother.
Make it right with that brother. And we do that normally around the time of the Passover. Before we keep the Passover, we're making sure none of that leaven is in the house. No, brothers got bad energy. If there's any problems, any little quarrel, little beef, no, patch that shit up quick. Sweep from, you better sweep around your house before you try to go to the other house and try to sweep around it. Go ahead.
1 John 4:20. If a man say, I love the Most High, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he have seen, how can he love the Most High, whom he have not seen?
Perfect.
The brother used this, I think I was in Georgia, the brother was like, how he said it? He said, in your house is a piece of your house in all of us. So that's why I said, if you done it into your house, how we do it to you, house, because you done it to these little ones.
Exactly.
You done it to the fellow believers. So if that piece is in us, you're doing it straight to him. It's the same way. So you got to be really mindful about how you talk to brothers and how you conduct yourself about them. Because the house and the angels are watching for sure. But the house
Yeah, the Lord died for that man.
Right.
That man that you offended, he died for him.
Same way if you give a prophet a cup of water,
Exactly.
Good unto
it's
him.
like you did doing it unto your house shot. The same way as if you offend.
Exactly.
Just this last part, it says, and this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth the Most High love his brother also. Back to Matthew 5, verse 25, it says, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
That's what IUIC did to ISUPK. They delivered him to the judge. Even though they didn't arrest him, but still, it could have went sideways. It could have went left, and they could have, really apprehended them and pressed charges or whatever. But instead, agree with your adversary quickly. And Yahushua was speaking to his disciples, preparing them for the tribulation that they would have to go through. Because all the disciples, which eventually became apostles, got put to death, except for the John the Revelator. All of them got, whether it was filleted, crucified, that was their lot during that time, and it wasn't nothing they could do about it. They couldn't run from that, they couldn't fight against, even though Peter got carnal and cut off Malchus' ear, but they knew that, but Yahushua was building them up for that time of tribulation, Go ahead, bro.
Like in Matthew 5:26, verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Yeah, that's, a lot of people read that, like the Christians, and even certain Israelites, and think that you're not supposed to look at no woman. But that's not what that's talking about. You're not supposed to gaze upon another man's wife with intentions behind it. If you're already making it up in your mind when you look at another brother's wife, it's like you already done it, because your mind is telling you to do it. So it's best to just not even look at her. But that's what that's talking about. I ain't saying if you see a beautiful woman, you don't look at her. Now, if she's happen to be walking with a dude, you might look a little bit because she's in your face. But then you be like, all right, let me, you know.
And then, you know what it is? The spirit tells you, okay, she's with a man. That's it.
That's it. You turn away.
Yeah.
Leave it alone, man. Go ahead.
Verse 29. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell.
Is the Lord speaking literally there? No. If something is causing you to offend and is hindering your way to salvation, you might want to cut that out. Whatever demon it may be, rebuke that demon. So you have a better chance, and your view, your way to salvation, the way to salvation, the view of it isn't obstructed. It could be obstructed through certain temptations or certain things that's in the way. Whatever it may be, it could be a money demon. Mm-hmm. It could be a lust demon. That's why he was just talking about a married woman. That can get in the way of your salvation if you ain't careful. Family. Go ahead.
Quick precept.
Yep.
Matthew 6:22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness.
That's why you plug it out. Whatever that thing is that's not keeping you focused, keeping your eyes single on the eyes on the prize. Okay? The main goal is salvation. Everything else can be given away, and we got that. We got a great example of Job with that. We go back to chapter.
If any of y'all brothers need something to drink,
Yeah, you know it's hot. Good. Good.
Like in Matthew 5:31. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery.
all right, let me ask you, read that again. I'm gonna ask y'all what does this mean? Read it again.
But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery.
What does that mean? What is he saying?
When you put away your wife.
Speak a little louder.
You gonna read it again?
Yeah.
It says, but I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, meaning except for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery.
So we'll stop there. What is fornication?
Yeah, sex married man's. Yeah, someone's married his wife, yeah.
Which is what? Which is what? Adultery, right? So that's the only way you can divorce a woman is if she commits adultery. Other than that, you're not supposed to put her away. You put her away outside of that fact,
You cause her.
you're going to cause her to commit adultery. You cause her to commit adultery, you committed adultery against her. That's what that means.
A woman can't divorce a man though.
No, she can't divorce a man. She's bound by the law to her husband as long as he lives. Now you, on the other hand, you could have an extra wife, another woman, as long as she's not married or promised to another man.
And that's why I said, when you read the second verse again, it said, because when you put her away, you divorce her, except it be for fornication. When she go off to marry somebody else, come and marry him, now that's two people now. You forced it to commit adultery because she's still supposed to be his. That's what made the one with David and Michael so special. Not special, but explains it because he didn't put her away. He just stopped dealing with her. But he still took care of her.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Dealing, you mean like?
He kept taking all the duties of marriage. He kept doing those things, but he didn't give her no more children. Like he stopped having sex with her. You know what I mean? But he still took care of her, fed her, clothed her. You know, kept a roof over her head, and all those things. You know, so he didn't give her a license to go be with another man. He didn't write a bill of divorce. You know, it's funny. I had a lesson. I just the Spirit ain't been on me to do it, but I was going to.
Yep.
You say you're gonna go on divorce?
Yeah, into the just a bit, just do a little video on it.
All right, go ahead.
Matthew 5:33. Again, ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oath. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is the Most High's throne.
Yeah, that's why it says in Ecclesiastes 5, keep thou foot when thou goest to the house of the Lord. You know, and don't be so rash with your mouth. It was really it's going into making vows to the Most High that you can't keep. It's best to not even make a vow at all, knowing that you might fall short or remiss.
Let me ask you another question. What should you say in sin? Huh? You go, Lord willing, basically. Right? Lord will, or I'm going to write this out. If there will be done, it will do this or that. That's in James also. You got it.
Nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by the head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Yep.
Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also.
In other words, don't render to no man evil for evil. Don't try to get your lick back.
When he pushed him, he said, hey, bro, you give me, hey, bro, I'm tripping. I'm just trying to get our stuff so we can leave.
That's it.
But he didn't act properly. He got all prideful and bucked up. Another dude came and swung. Contention was already in both of their minds. It was already built up in their spirit. They wasn't walking in the spirit of Yahweh.
Okay, it started from the time where whoever came second, the camp pulled up second to the site, seen the other dudes there, which was, we think it was ISUPK that was there first, but they were building on IUIC's foundation. So IUIC should have been like, you know what? Fuck it, let them have that fucking corner, man.
Matthew 10.
Yeah?
I was holding it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up.
Like, why even go in and at it with these niggas right now? Let's let them have it. We gonna find another place. We gonna go edify whatever we gonna do. But instead, now they're going at each other with a fucking microphone, megaphones. You know? Oh, who do you even listen to?
I got a pretty.
You know everybody's standing around just for
4 feet from each other.
anybody that's coming around, they're coming for the fuckery. They're not coming to learn nothing from any of you. They're here to see a fucking a minstrel show. A world star hip hop moment.
I got a precept. Matthew 10 and 13 to read down. Verse 11. And into whatever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into an house, salute it, and if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to it, return to you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear nor hear your words when ye depart of that house or city. Shake off the dust of your feet. That's it.
Yeah, you get shake the dust, man. You fighting on, on the corner. No, this is what we teach. You know, if dudes pull up here next weekend, well, and we seen them, we ain't gonna get into none of that shit, man. We just,
Kind of, the thing too is, hey, they ain't gonna be here all week because they ain't out all year.
they're doing that just to
Mhm.
start something.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
not doing it because it was by accident.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
No, they're doing it because they're trying to poke us.
Yeah.
They're trying to
Provoke us.
provoke us into a reaction, get a carnal reaction out of us, and start a confrontation, man.
I got a
You
question.
know, to see which camp is who's no cowards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, we don't back down.
that's not using any wisdom, man. That's childish. That's childish behavior. You know, you're not applying the scriptures, everything you read, everything you've been taught.
You just go out the window
Yeah.
right in the spirit of moment. The wisdom just goes right out the window.
When a situation arises where you got the opportunity to use wisdom,
Yeah.
you don't do it.
I've got the brother looking for it. I can't think of what it said. Maybe you brothers know. I know Apostle Bar uses it. I don't always remember the wording, but it goes, basically when you argue with a fool, the onlookers can't tell who's the, you know what I'm thinking of? Can't tell who's the wise and who's not, because they both look like folly and foolery.
Mm-hmm.
Probably it's right.
I think it's in Sirach.
Or Proverbs.
Yeah, it's something. It's one of those. I can never remember where it's at.
Answer a fool not according to his folly, lest thou be like unto him.
That wasn't the one. I remember that one. That's not the one. It's a different one. Maybe someone that's looking at it can't tell who's.
Right.
You know, that's what I remember about it. That was different. 'Cause I thought of that first one when he brought that one out.
It might be Sirach 22.
I think it's Sirach. That sounds. You see it in there? I don't know the wording, so I'm sure my wording is off. But that's the point.
No, that's not it. But it kind of goes though.
Want to read it right quick?
Sirach 22 and 13. It says, "Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness."
Apart from that, man.
They're trying to leave too. That's what's fucked up. They're trying to leave.
Like, this year never even posted up there in the first place.
Come and
You
chant
know?
over them for 10 minutes.
You know what's going to happen, what it's going to lead to. Contention and strife
Yep.
and nigga shit, man.
Okay.
You know? This was just a brawl, but what's next?
Right.
Stabbing?
Yeah. What's after that?
Shootings?
You know?
Now we really got Esau on our ass.
Yeah, the fact that they're both commercialized. They get headlines they get news segments every now and then. They're known. So you don't think Esau got the cameras rolling on you niggas, man?
Like,
They'll broadcast that it'll be on mainstream news.
you're giving the real enemy ammo.
Yeah.
You know? You're giving him ammo to build his case even better against the Hebrew Israelites.
And we know it's gotta be a bad case, you know, but damn. Why you gonna allow that to be set up through your lack of wisdom, your actions? You know? Somebody gotta do it, but don't let it be you. That's the main thing. That's over here, great man. Don't let it be us, the ones that cause this type of evil to come upon Israel as a whole. 2/3 gonna be mad anyway. They're gonna be mad and carnal, but we understand it has to happen, but don't let it be through you. Don't let you be the cause. Okay?
Let's see if this is the one he was talking about. Proverbs 29 and 9. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man,
This has gotta be.
whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. That's not the one?
It talks about an onlooker.
Okay.
When I'm thinking somebody else that's looking from afar off can't tell who's the wise one and who's not.
Well,
Right.
shit, neither one of them are wise.
But I'm saying if we up here trying to break something down to a 2/3 that just acted a fool, far off you can't tell who's. That's how the apostle had used that verse before. But the point that we're making is, how you gonna listen to, who you gonna choose to listen to? How you gonna get into the moment to actually to hear what they're saying? You know, when there's a fool up there with all these tactics and shit that they're doing, trying to bring contention to the truth. And we're just supposed to be up here teaching. That's why we teach, hey man, if you're saying 40, bro, just go teach over there. So, you know, that's when it becomes a different situation. Now they're like, my job is just to come fuck with y'all. They don't like to say that, but that's really what their job is. Now that you didn't call my job out, now I got nothing to do. They don't let, how many times somebody come up to debate us, and then they end up the block teaching themselves? Never.
Remember we tell them go teach. All right, if you believe that, go teach it.
Go teach it, bro.
Or come back next week. Never. Rare. It's rare that any of those guys that come up and contend with us, they come back. You know.
They don't stretch themselves. I just want to kind of make the point. That's why you don't get into it. That's why Howard Shah is breaking down the wisdom of how to deal with these situations. Don't get yourself caught up in that, man. Just use wisdom. Don't be so quick to get carnal and angry and wrathful. Just go ahead and just, all right, bro, you got it, man. Let me go on and teach Israel somewhere else. And the best thing in these times, we got a camera, so this don't have nobody around here gotta be edified. We can go 2 blocks away, a mile away across the city, and the same people tuning in probably will still be tuning in, being edified. But you don't want to go to jail and now the ministry's down for 2 weeks trying to get the court together, and man, it's a dumb situation. This is easy stuff, but they failed as soon as he pushed him, and they went to the chokehold tactic or whatever they went to, the pen. You wanted more on that Matthew 5, or you still looking for it?
Yeah.
Go back to the Matthew.
Back in Matthew 5 and 40. And if any man will sue thee at the law and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain.
Yes, sir.
Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that will borrow of thee, turn not thou away. Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But I say unto thee, love your enemies, bless them that curse you.
And this is talking about amongst the brotherhood. They ain't talking about no damn Edomite.
But it says thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, brother. You said that's what it say. No, it's a fellow believer, man. Your fellow believer. And if you look at how the New Testament and the Old Testament were written, it was more nation-oriented in the Old Testament and more belief-oriented in the New Testament. We're talking to the church in the New Testament, not the whole nation anymore, because the ministry was different. A better ministry upon better promises.
Hey, it's spirit. You said that because even though they think the New Testament opens up salvation to everybody, like as if it was,
it closes.
It's very inclusive, but it's actually more exclusive.
Yeah.
It becomes more. It's kind of more personal to the fellow believers, the churches.
Yeah.
The Lord wasn't dealing with all of Israel at that time.
Exactly.
It was all narrow. It was all being narrowed down.
Even the priests were pushed out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the priests wasn't right, so they were pushed out as well. And they were the ones that's supposed to be doing it. But the ministry opened up to who can become a priest or a prophet. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if that's said right, but I think you understand what I mean by that. Now everybody, after that order of Melchizedek, they were able to teach, and prophesy, not just the priests. Anyway, y'all got it.
It says, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them that which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love them which love you, what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? But be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
There it is. Be ye perfect. Meaning, in other words, because we're not going to be perfect per se as far as, in the law. Because we're in the flesh. But what does it mean to be perfect? It means to be complete. Gain all these attributes and characteristics that I told you. Exemplify these things that I'm telling you, and walk in them. Then you'll become a perfect in the Lord. And Yahushua was their ultimate example. All these things that he was telling them, was the Lord being a hypocrite? No, he did those very things. Even when he got to the cross.
Hey Lord, we found a woman that was committing an act of adultery. What you gonna do? He gave her mercy. All of these things he was talking about, all of these things he was living that example. Even to the healing on the Sabbath, they were like, "Hey, you gonna heal on the Sabbath? It's a Sabbath." He was like, "You wrong to do good on the Sabbath." He always was a step ahead of everybody, man. But he was always giving. That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be a step ahead of seeing where their intentions are, and still do the right thing. You just gotta be good people, bro, and use wisdom.
The Lord, he even tried to pray for them even when they put him on the cross.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pray for them, they know not what they do.
Yep.
I don't think so.
Huh?
Matthew 18.
What about it? Did anybody bring it out? I don't think so.
Exactly, that was kind of right there.
15.
15. Nobody had that, I'll read this right now. Matthew chapter 18, starting at verse 15, it says, "Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take..."
Hey,
Yep.
that's when our USC should have came up to them like, "Hey, y'all, like, what you're doing is off. This ain't right. If you want to do if you want to do a video or whatever, a lesson against us, go ahead and do it. But what you're doing right now, this is off. And then it should have been talked out, man. They should have talked it out for sure. Like they should have been talked it out, like, man.
Some of those men are reasonable. But they gotta still. That's what it said. You at least gotta try that.
Yeah, you gotta go to him, let him know that, hey, man, like, you're off.
Yeah. IUIC should have did it because they're so big on the law.
Yeah.
The law. What's the law say when a situation arises like this? It says build not on another man's foundation, but you at the same time you gotta use wisdom. You gotta walk in wisdom.
If a brother offends you, you gotta go to that brother, and make it right.
Here's
make
the
it right.
spiritual side and talk. Let the other brothers teach
Exactly,
you whatever.
man. Like,
Let's talk. As soon as they got there.
And you do that why? So that you could be blameless.
exactly.
I tried to solve it
Because
in a peaceful
you
way.
try to solve it, he don't want to solve it. He wants to be a nigga about it. All right, well,
Tells you
you're
something.
blameless, and he's gonna get judged.
Yeah, it tells you how to treat him at the end.
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
gonna read. It says, "You'll take with thee one or two more, within the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established." Now, I got the video. We've been teaching here for years. I told you, so next week, if they there again, we already know. We talked, Nate called Johanna, and they talked it out, and he said this, and that, whatever the case may be. But that's not how these jakes be acting, man. It says, "And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church, then you bring it all the way out, right? But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and as a publican." Yep.
Yeah, that's really really going into teaching the same doctrine.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be breaking it down.
Yeah, them two guys, they don't teach.
They don't even
They don't
They
teach
don't
the
teach
same
the
thing.
same
They don't,
doctrine.
yeah,
So
they
they're
don't
not
mess
gonna
with each
cast
other.
Right.
Those two dudes, those two camps, man, they're gonna clash.
But see, that's how brothers like us in Great Millstone, this is how we're supposed to deal amongst each other.
Yep.
You know, we keep everything in house.
Yeah.
We call each other. You know,
Yeah,
we have each other's
have
contacts.
situations
We
come
call
up.
each other up and we talk man to man.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if that brother is sincere, he gonna be like, hey, Salakia, I didn't even know that I was even offending you, but if what my acts did offend you, Salakia.
Yeah.
And if the brother, you know, apologizes, he repents, you're supposed to forgive that man.
Yeah. Whether you feel good about it or not, you're supposed to forgive him.
You're supposed to forgive him right then and there.
And I think you knew. You're supposed to keep it going. You're supposed to let it go.
Right.
Revelation 6, verse 1. It says, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
Mm-hmm. Restore him in meekness, man. You know, you give him sound counsel. You know, you show him, you know, where he went off the error of his way, and you try to help him get back on track, man. It tells you that in Proverbs, a righteous man falleth 7 times and he gets back up. You know, so you're gonna have times where you fall short in this thing. You might offend a brother. You might, you know, go off. You might have said some things that, you know, rub the brother the wrong way. And you gotta, you know, catch yourself at times. All right, but you're not supposed to maintain grudges. That'll ruin, you know, the spirit amongst us.
You want to get back at your brother, you know?
When you're supposed to help him, you're going to be reluctant.
You want to see him fall. You want to see your brother fall, man.
That ain't your brother.
You know?
You don't want to be one of those dudes that y'all out at war, but you happy to see one of your enemies that you're battling with take him down, strike a bow through his heart. No, man. Even if we going through problems, no, we back to back with each other, man. That's just how it is. We're supposed to die for one another. That's how you know who the Lord's disciples are, by the love that they have for one another, and they'll give their life for a brother, man.
Romans, somebody grabbed Romans 5. It's like 5 somewhere around here. It kind of goes into it. And the brother found the one that I'm thinking. It sounds like the Mark Twain quote. He found it's
a
Mark
quote.
Twain. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, "Never argue with the fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference."
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. So I guess it's not.
It's not a scripture, but
it's a
yeah.
quote. Right. That's why I can never find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wise quote, man.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
wise. Yeah,
yeah.
it's wise.
Yeah.
Somebody
And also somebody gets Sirach 28.
Sirach chapter 28, verse 1. Verse 1.
Yeah, you can start at 1.
And verse 1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord.
Yeah. Like if let's say, for example, ISUPK, they spin the block on them.
Yeah.
You do that, you're going to have to deal with ultimately the Lord, man. No, you got to leave everything in the Lord's hands, even when you suffer wrongfully. Yahweh Shai did.
It's tough, but hey,
Yeah.
that's what
So it is a tough thing.
Carnally, it's hard to do. But
Yeah.
spiritually, you gotta be confident that you know that he is a rewarder. You know, that the Heavenly Father is gonna reward them according to their actions, especially when they go before the judge.
When you know you were wrong.
Yeah, I know I got wrong, so he gonna vindicate me, whatever the word is.
Phone got hot.
Nah, it's the camera too.
The camera got hot.
The camera's getting hot.
I got
But it's
to
Let him hit this one.
Okay, you got it.
Oh, wait, hold on, y'all was starting.
No,
Yeah.
let him wrap this up and we'll go with that one.
What way you just read?
Yeah.
All right, then
You
he'll
have
go
more
back.
on that? Oh, my fault. I thought it was more.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was done.
He that revengeth shall find vengeance of the Lord, from the Lord, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he had done unto thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
Man, hey, King David, after all that shit Saul was trying to do to him,
Yeah.
the man had so much integrity,
You couldn't take him out.
he couldn't do it.
He even cried. He even cried when he found out that
When he got put to death.
That was the balance, though. He got put to death, bro.
Hey, David was a
And he
merciful
took one of
man.
his sons in.
He was a merciful man.
King David knew demons on Saul, man. So it's kind of like you can't hate him,
You're right.
you know, because
Yeah.
you got demons on it. It's Most High sent demons on him, you know.
Matthew 7:2. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
So you can't be a hypocrite.
Yep.
Romans 5.
There was still more in Sirach 28 too.
Oh, there you go.
Verse 3. One man beareth hatred against another, and doth he seek pardon from the Lord? He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself. And doth he ask of his own sins?
Yeah, you think you squeaky clean? You know, you ain't did no fucked up shit.
Right.
So you saying that you
Blameless.
perfect like the Lord? No, man. We in this, you know, like scriptures say, man, our righteousness is as filthy rags. We all worthy of the punishment if it wasn't for Yahushua. All of us, man.
It's good now.
So just like you get mercy from the Lord by Him giving you a clean slate and forgiving you and waking you up and giving you this knowledge, this truth, then who are you to, you know, treat the next man with contempt like that?
You want mercy, you get mercy.
There it is.
I'm trying to remember where it was at, but
There it is. I think there's a little more.
I got it.
Yep.
Back in Sirach 28 and verse 5. If he that is but flesh nourish hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins? Remember thy end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments. Remember the commandments, and bear no malice to thy neighbor.
Yep.
Remember the covenant of the highest, and wake at ignorance. Abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins. For a furious man will kindle strife. A sinful man disquieted friends, and maketh debate among them that be at peace.
Damn. So you see, you know, that spirit of being contentious and not peaceful, what it can cause. Yeah, man. So it's best to just quell the situations. Don't let smoke turn into a wildfire, man.
Even if you think, man, like, hey, bro, this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta let go of your ego too.
For real.
Ego. You're easily offended by niggas trying to get at you, you know? Trying to provoke you. And you just easily you're aroused, you're angry, you know? You have no patience.
You got a quick fuse. It's like
A short
you see niggas in the world, and it may be a few words exchanged, and next thing you know, it's all right. What you trying to do? You know, it's no okay. You know, I offended you. You know, it's no talking about it. It's like okay, a few words exchanged, and then the niggas like pulling out. What you trying to do? That's how quick fuse niggas are in the world.
because they got big egos.
Yeah.
You know? we're not supposed to be like that, man. You know?
Just watch the world start, you know, exactly.
How many Jakes are in the grave because of that? Because they couldn't actually talk it out and say, hey man, my bad, dude. You know, my bad. I said, my bad, dude. I stepped on your shoe. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to.
Nigga moment.
You know? No, instead, they just go back and forth. Next thing you know, Jake dead.
Yep.
Did you see that video? I think it was on Wall Star. Jake gave, I guess it was Jake gave a homeless man a pair of fresh, clean, white Air Force Ones.
Oh yeah.
The other one came and stepped on him directly.
Bro.
That looked set up to step on, but I think it was a prank. But that pranking shit allows people to be like, hey man, don't fucking play with me like that. You ready to pull?
Yeah.
But you playing them. And they don't know where this is going to go because everybody's on edge. You can feel the tension in the air. And that's why we're being told to use more wisdom and have more patience in these times because everybody's on quick fuse.
Yeah.
So you don't get caught up in that shit. Oh, bro, my bad, bro.
Exactly.
And move on.
Just say sorry, dude.
Yeah, and be sincere.
Yeah.
You know, like you sometimes brothers sincerely make a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know.
Yeah.
All right, real quick. Proverbs 20 and 22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee.
That's why we can't go try to take vengeance in our own hands, picking up arms, trying to take Esau down. That ain't gonna do no good, man. It's only gonna end up with us in the wrong mentality instead of in the proper spirit, in the wrong spirit.
And the Lord set up a situation to test your humbleness.
Right.
Yep.
You know, you might, have some odds with the brothers, come at you, just test your humbleness, man. Just to test your integrity, man.
Just to say it this way, carry out my cousin or whatever, I said, hey, bro, just because somebody else don't pass their test don't mean you got to fail yours. You know? Well, hopefully both brothers, if it's a brother situation, hopefully both brothers pass the test and do the right thing. And make sure you pass yours. That's your job.
Yeah.
You know? So
Being
if
humble.
in a situation, even if it's your boss, if it's a nigga in the world, whatever the case may be, your woman, whatever, make sure you do the right thing in the eyes of wisdom. You know? And you should be all right.
That's why it's, I forget where it's at, but it says, but he that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. So like the brother said, you want to always do the good thing. Because really it's the Lord that's looking at you. He gonna judge you based on your individual actions, not based on somebody else that you can. A lot of dudes play, a lot of Jake that get offended in this thing, or they, something happens and they end up getting put out or excommunicated or rejected. Then they go on this whole, woe is me, I'm finna blame everybody else spirit.
Yeah.
They want to put the blame on everybody else instead of hold themselves accountable.
Yeah.
Everybody's just wicked except me. Everybody's wrong but me.
Another one is that quote where it's that church quote, but it's still scriptural. He goes, I asked for strength. The Lord gave me situations to be strong. I asked for courage, and he gave me, to be brave. He gave me a situation to be brave in. I asked for wisdom. He gave me a situation to be wise,
to judge,
faith that he gave me, so on and so forth. Basically, he said, I got what I asked. My prayers were answered. I got what I asked for.
Right.
Yeah, that don't mean he just going, okay, now you got faith. No.
Right.
He's going to put you in a situation to show that faith. You go out and exercise it. It ain't something that you just, who's buff that didn't work out? It don't work that way. You got to build it up.
Exactly.
Naturally, it comes in situations, and you just got to be aware of those situations and make the most out of it. That's all.
This is 1 Peter 3 and 8, and it says, finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another. Love as brethren. Be pitiful. Be courteous, not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that you should inherit a blessing.
You overcome evil with good, man. You know, you don't recompense evil for evil, especially for a brother, to a brother. You know.
Yep.
And Satan, hey, we're men understanding Satan. Hey, he, as the scripture say, desires to sift you, man. Hey, Satan will even put it into your head that you may have offended a brother, man. And you be like, wait, and you be thinking about, did I really offend this brother? Hey, best thing to do is just go talk to the brother, man. You know?
Come out.
Brother might be like, I'm not even aware that you
God.
did that, but hey, the water, you know,
God.
I forgive you, you know. Shalom, you know.
Feel that way,
Shalom.
don't feel like we good.
Yeah.
You mentioned like the Lord. Sometimes the Lord throws tests at us to see how we gonna be. And we still men, we still in the flesh. So sometimes we don't fail the test. Sometimes there's a test beyond that test. Meaning, you know, the Lord do something that he knew you was just fail. But the test is, okay, is he gonna acknowledge it? Is he gonna recognize it and then learn from it and then do better the next time another situation like that come around?
Right.
The circumstances may not be exact. It'll be slightly different, but now you got something to judge off of, to go by.
I got it for you.
Yeah,
No. This is 1 Peter 4:8. Above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. That's being brotherly, you know, with your brother, showing charity. You know,
You can give with
Alms.
substance or
Time.
time is huge,
Yeah.
bro. Time and giving a piece of your spirit is huge. You know, that's one of the most biggest commodities you got.
or
your time.
even talking to a brother on the phone sometimes.
That's
You know,
it.
you may not have the time to be there with them physically, but talking to a brother, you know, giving brother advice, or you know, sending a brother a Hebrew prayer, that's charity.
Send them a video. Hey, sometimes brothers send a video and you're like, dang, I needed this.
Because the brother in the spirit, whatever he's going into, you might be experiencing it, and it seems like he's talking to you in the spirit.
Yeah.
The brother will make a general video,
Yeah.
but it's like the spirit is talking to you.
And whoever else could have, you know, not between y'all two, could have sent it to you. Just showing you how the beautiful body and the spirit works.
Yep.
You know? So what's funny, we've illustrated the full range of what's going on, man. How that could have been handled better, how off both sides were, and how we should be dealing with things. Like you said, if you exalting yourself or you're man pleasing, you know, and not exalting Yahweh while Yahweh shy, that's a problem in this thing. You know? Because we're supposed to be ready to take the load for one another.
Yep.
And we don't have to read it. But in that Romans 5, it said, for some, Yahweh died for us when we were guilty. How much more should we dare to die for one another for righteousness? You know, roughly paraphrasing now.
Yep. Real quick, Colossians 3:23, it says, and whatsoever you do, do it heartily, as to the Lord and not unto men. Knowing that of the Lord you shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Yahweh.
And that's what the apostles always say. Treat every brother as if they Yahweh shot, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Whatsoever you do, do it heartily. What's the what is the commandment? To serve the Lord with all thy.
Heart, mind, body, and soul.
Do it heartily, man. Do it sincere. You know, a lot of dudes out there, you find out they're not really sincere. They're in it for their own self-interest. You know, there's no way we should be behaving this way when we're the ones that were in sin. We were the ones that was in trouble with the Most High. You know, we're the ones that were at fault. And then the Lord gives us a clean slate by giving us His only begotten Son. And you mistreated Him and did what you did to Him, and the blood that ensued after that is what actually gave you a clean slate.
So we do gotta go to Romans.
And this is what you do in return to representing.
Okay. We took the other translation.
It's Romans 5, starting at verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Hamashiach died for the ungodly. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good man some would even dare to die. But the Most High commended his love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Hamashiach died for us.
Well, we weren't even good men, let alone righteous. We were evil. Heathens. What?
Much more then, being now justified by his blood, we shall be saved from wrath through him.
Came back for a wait. Came back for something anyway. So that we're really supposed to be in that mentality. Like, nah, brother, if you think you can get more believers at this spot, go on, bro. We got it. We'll just go somewhere else. You know, now if you go 2 blocks over and they follow you 2 blocks over, now you kind of know what it really is.
Yeah.
But that's not on your hands no more. That's on them now.
Right.
You know? And I wouldn't-
No, there's really no reason to get physical unless physical harm is being brought to you.
That has to be the last.
That's the last resort, is you having to defend yourself. You know? They come over and try to put hands on you or whatever. That's when okay. You know, but outside of that, hey, the scriptures talk about not being strikers.
Yep.
We're not out here for physical confrontation. Don't you think if that was okay, that Yahushua would have been, the Lord would have got down on them wicked niggas, man. The only one time the Lord got physical was when the zeal overtook him, when he spotted them niggas in there making merchandise in the temple.
Money changer, their money.
Chambers. Money chambers.
Yeah, man.
Flipped over the tables.
They lucky the Lord didn't kill them.
Yeah.
Because I was off. And outside of that, man, the Lord, he wasn't the aggressor. They was actually putting hands on him. They're trying to stone him. They tried to smack him. They tried to throw him off a mountain. You know?
Those are the examples that we need to follow. What did he do when
He was in a situation.
Oh, get that in 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2 and start like around 19.
1 Peter 2 and 19. Yeah. For this thankworthy if a man for consciousness toward the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully. For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently.
You sometimes you could just cause situations to be. It could be a self-inflicted situation, just because you didn't go about it properly. You pushed that man. That man had a right to come back at you, and yeah, y'all got packed out. Well, that was your wrongdoing. That was your fault. You didn't get persecuted because you're trying to defend the name of the Lord.
it wasn't for righteousness?
It wasn't for righteousness, man. You was not trying to glorify Yahweh Shai in that moment.
Yeah, by defending that spot or whatever.
Yeah, man. Y'all, it was a clash of ego and pride was involved. That's all that was. Go ahead.
But if ye, when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently.
Still take it patiently. Like there is like the examples we were talking about earlier, where certain brothers that been through that, where these men are trying to come and teach right on a brother's spot when you know brother's been teaching there for years. Brothers be like, all right, no sweat. But you know the scriptures say this though, right? But all right, we'll get another spot. And, hey, Great Millstone is the like out of all the camps, when it comes to men preaching on another man's foundation, everybody a lot of camps done that to Great Millstone all over Babylon. The DC camp, the ATL camp, Dallas, Orlando, Pittsburgh, even us.
Yeah.
We was the first to open up in front of Bally's, and months later or however long later, here go IUIC teaching in front of Bally's. Now they didn't teach right in the direct spot where we were standing, but that area, that was us.
Big street, bro.
Maybe 400 feet down.
Yeah.
They teach you.
But it was a good spot though.
Yeah.
I know why you would want to be there. It's a different night. It don't matter, bro.
Right.
That's why when you remember, they walk up and be like, y'all those guys that was in this color or that color that was over there.
Right.
I see some Israelites like y'all. And that was enough, bro.
Right. Yeah. Go back to the verse.
He really said, remember, like, y'all was right here last night?
Yeah.
Like, nah. Friday night or whatever, I forgot what he said.
Right.
Ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with the Most High.
Yeah, deal with it patiently. There's still more.
Okay.
Deal with it patiently. Like, all right, fine. At the end of the day, hey, whatever we go through, it's to glorify Yahweh by Shem Yahushai,
Was
man.
that in Philippians where it said, either way, that Yahweh Shai is being preached?
Yeah,
That's the
that's in
point.
Philippians. Yeah.
Yeah. That hey, we still
Whether in pretense or not, the gospel of Yahushua is still being preached. So still rejoice. You know, these other groups, even though we don't agree with them, but we still always will at least give them, you know, we'll give them credit because they still out there on the street.
They teaching Israel.
They still teaching. This word is able to go forth abroad because those men are out there. We give all the One West camp that's out there, we give them that common credit. That's why these, celebrities start waking up and all these extra, all these other whatever group they wake up to. Go ahead.
Verse 21, for even hereunto were ye called, because of Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. Who did
follow
no
Yahushai's steps. Because he's what? He's the author and finisher of our faith. The Lord showed us how it could be done.
He was a perfect example.
Yeah.
For the elect.
Yep.
Of being blameless, having not sinned, suffered wrongfully.
Yeah.
Wrongfully accused.
Low.
Took the low.
He had all the power to do whatever.
Yeah.
And some jakes in the world, they was the man. Like on the streets, some jakes was like could call up the homies and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
But still came to the truth and took the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
Where you're powerless. You
Take it without word.
Yeah. We're powerless. We're defenseless out here. Like Yahushua had all the power, but he was still powerless. Carnal. Physically. Where he couldn't execute the judgment. Right then and there he wanted.
The prophecy had to be
Right.
But it has the flyer I saw.
Back to the verse. Verse 22. Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. Who when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judges righteously.
See?
Who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we, being dead to sins, should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed.
Yep. And, I'm gonna read that in the NLT. 1 Peter 2:23. It says, "He did not retaliate when he was insulted, nor threaten revenge when he suffered. He left his case in the hands of the Most High, who always judges fairly. He personally carried our sins in his body on the cross so that we could be dead to sin and live for what is right. By his wounds you are healed."
What verse was that?
1 Peter 2:23 on down. So he was being a prime example. When they insulted him, he didn't threaten revenge. You know, he didn't retaliate. He didn't, you know, when they tried to lay fingers on Yahushua, he just dipped off.
Right. He didn't sit back and plot like, how I'm gonna get these niggas back. You know, okay. You know, okay. I'm gonna let the niggas.
Oh man, the Lord could have did all kind of things, bro.
He
He could have tormented them. Man. The Lord had command over the spirits. He could have sent spirits to fuck with these niggas, man.
Imagine
If it,
you're a regular J without that type of spirit on, without that power.
bro,
I mean, the herb blast, bro. They could destroy the herb.
Yahushua could have became a terror to those niggas, man. But the Lord had to commit himself to, you know, he had to submit himself.
He could have cast demons on you. Like, you remember he cast the demons out of his swine? He could have cast it on some niggas.
Yeah.
The Lord he didn't render to no man evil for evil. All right, showing you he wasn't a hypocrite. What he told his disciples, he was living that.
Yeah.
So that's how we have to be. We have to live that, man.
It was out.
Hell yeah, there was.
Scripture said, "Be examples unto the flock."
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Hey, because going back, you brought up the witted sepulchres, right? Hey, because that was Yahushua basically calling them what? Hypocrites.
Yeah.
Because they would say one thing and do the complete opposite. Hey, well, Yahushua, he was the prime example because what? He said it and showed it forth as a you know, on the highest level, man.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's why, you know, you know what spirit is in the midst, if it's the spirit of the Lord or if it isn't the spirit. And based on the actions of those men out there, this definitely was not the spirit of the Lord there, man. You know, it was not the fruits of the spirit. Imagine seeing the disciples getting into a brawl with the Nazarenes, or something, you know, something stupid like that, you know.
Priest of the Nazareth.
Yeah. Or the getting in a brawl with the Sakari.
Yeah, like why? You know,
Telling them, you know, how they wanted to Sakari and well, they wanted to not be taxed, and getting in a scuffle with them, like, no, you got, you know, follow the law, or, you know, like, nah, this shit, you know, you gotta let them. At that point, you gotta let them do what they're gonna do, man.
yeah, the Lord wasn't sweating them dudes like that. If you was of the elect, you was gonna gravitate to Yahushua in his ministry. There was even some of the zealots who was on that carnal revolutionary spirit, but they learned Yahushua and they repented, and they followed Yahushua. One of the I think it was Simon. Simon was a zealot. It says in the translation Simon the Canaanite,
Oh, it's not.
but the word there is zelotes, which is zealot. So you had certain men who was in that used to be in that spirit, but then they was of the elect and they was going astray, and the Lord pretty much, the spirit of the Lord called them out of that spirit to follow Yahushua. So he probably went from feeling like, yeah, man, fuck paying taxes, we need to fight these damn Romans, to no, Yahweh, this is the Son of the Most High, this is the Lord. We got to be peaceful. We got to preach the word. We got to, you know, be charitable to our brothers. We got to be led by the Spirit and not by the flesh. And then, hey, we saw how through this, and Judas and them went out. All these different groups, like what was that Gamaliel that was talking about it?
Yeah.
It was a group of men that boasted themselves to be somebody, and then a number of dudes followed these men. And what happened? They all perished.
But just like you said that Simon was brought out of that, like Apostle Tahar says, it's electing these different camps that can be brought out of that state of mind of, you know, or just the doctrine, or, you know, the way they, you know, they go off on the doctrine. The Most High is going to open a lot of their eyes, you know, to see the real truth, to see the name, you know, to see what the prophecy of MOTB really is, you know, and preach that. That's all it really boils down to, preaching that right doctrine. You know, telling those followers that follow you, the MOTB is this. The names of the Lord are Yahweh and Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, that's when the spirit of discernment comes upon them.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord gives them that spirit of Malachi 3. Malachi 3 and so was that 16?
Chapter 3, verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall be mine, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spares his own son that serveth him.
You're going to have mercy on them.
Yeah.
Yep. Then shall he return.
If the Lord wakes you up, he's having mercy on you.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not.
Read that again.
And last verse?
Yep.
Yep, it says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahweh and him that serveth them not.
Then shall you discern. You know, now you're going to start to see, all right, who's in the spirit really serving the Lord and who isn't. And it should be by the process of elimination.
Yeah, it should be getting pretty clear right now.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong, but that's what El Ariel was saying. Like, man, he was mad at the Mother Jackson that followed the Mother
And the Mother
Jackson.
Cruz, yeah.
Because he's like, hey, man, you can't tell. You can't tell. With all these actions, you can't tell. You were led over there for a reason.
Yeah.
You know? And it make you mad when you start thinking about it. Like, man, you can't tell.
Right.
We the ones that's really doing this right. All the folly and errors and lies and winging it and all that these other camps are doing, all shit.
And both sides, one way or another, are going to try to justify why they were right and why they were wrong, and vice versa.
Well, I don't want to hear ISUBK side.
Right.
These are the same dudes that said that Chris Rock should smash Jada for Will smacking him.
Oh yeah.
ISUBK, so I don't want to hear nothing from
Stick his
them.
wife to be evil.
Yeah.
It's not nothing.
That's talking about rendering evil for evil.
That's not
I
eye
don't-
for an eye. That's not the
At
same
all.
thing.
At all. Them some niggas.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any elect over there, man. I don't know about ISUBK, man. Maybe IUIC, maybe, but I don't know about ISUBK, man. We had one guy that used to be in Great Millstone that got kicked out, and he went to another camp, and then got kicked out of that camp, and he went to the ISUBK and been with them, and his whole spirit is just different.
Yeah, I know he's on.
He don't even act like himself. It's like, hey, that ain't,
I don't recognize
if you see him, you don't even like. That is not you, homie.
I don't recognize.
You was a complete different person when you was here. Now over there, now all of a sudden you got this persona.
Shades and shit.
The look, the
darkness.
shades, the darkness, how you speak,
Didn't Jake have a beret on or something?
bro. They corrupted the hell out of that dude, man. There's some groups you could just tell it's a dark spirit in the midst. You know, wearing all black and shit. Yeah, man. But that discernment, it has to be there. You have to decide who's doing the right thing, who's serving the Lord truthfully, who's teaching the right doctrine. The Lord told you to try the spirit by the spirit. whether they be of the Most High.
All the
You shall know them by their fruits,
Yeah, we ain't brought them out, bro.
and you shall know them by their fruits.
Somebody get mad at that.
We know ISUPK is in the wrong automatically based on their track record.
Yep.
You pull up just antagonizing people, man.
Yep.
Calling people out their name, you know?
And those who blows me away with them, they be so tough on Jake, fellow teachers.
Yeah.
But they don't have that same spirit with E.
At all.
They don't have that spirit with E.
And then IUIC, we know about y'all too, man. The stuff that they done on the comment boards over the last decade or so.
Slander,
The slanders.
false accusations.
Go putting out people's personal info.
Yeah.
What they gotta do? They call their job, get brothers fired. Real
Put the-
over what we teach.
Yeah. Putting the grape card, putting the grape jacket on us.
That came from everybody.
Yeah.
No, they ran with it after.
The IUIC, that's like the number one go-to.
Yep.
When we got them cornered in the scriptures,
Yeah.
that's the number one go-to.
It was funny. I laugh at how it just works. On a lot of people, like, dang, they was doing that. Like, you didn't miss the point. No, we wasn't doing that. But you missed the point of the edification he was giving versus what they
All
took.
of that edification went out
Out the window.
Took a back seat
Right out.
to some bullshit that
Yep. Some hearsay.
you say, yeah,
Slander, they don't hearsay.
yeah,
Slander.
exactly.
Yeah.
Real quick, I got one.
Hey man, like I said earlier, man, the Lord's doing something with this. Y'all better hope that the Lord don't put that like, I mean, it's already an evil spirit, but the Lord can like amplify that evil spirit, man. He can put that spirit, that evil spirit that went out between the sons of Abimelech and the sons of Shechem
Yeah.
in Judges the 9th chapter. That whole family, they went to war with each other, man. Took each other out.
All it was like,
It was all wicked Israelite, wicked niggas.
yeah. Because like you say, I think it's gonna go there because they say they the truth, but they still in the world.
Yeah.
So in a worldly matter, in a worldly fashion, they're gonna react. It may not come to gunplay, but some fists is gonna be thrown. Say one of the brothers, they catch a brother somewhere, like nigga shit. You catch him at the grocery store or something. But it's
Catch you with his friends.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Come on, man. These niggas is gonna be getting down in the middle of the grocery store, the mall somewhere, when they're gonna be thinking the people, the onlookers gonna think it's some gang shit. No, this is some Hebrew Israelite stuff.
Some black people.
Yeah, it's some black Hebrew Israelite shit, man.
And that's what they is. They black. Them black Hebrew Israelites.
I see it going that way though, man. This is me personally.
That Michael Jackson meme with the popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
I'm munching on that, enjoying that. Straight up. This is Sirach chapter 27, verse. I'll go straight to the point, which is 24-6. I mean, so the fruit declares that the tree have been dressed, so is the utterance of the conceit in the heart of a man. You can see by the way they talk and what they talk about that they are. The whole way their doctrine is set up, the whole way that their churches are set up, even the way they rule their men, you tell that they ain't in the spirit. They're more on both sides, they're more in carnality than anything else. IUIC wants you to have documentation in Esau shit. And the other ones is like,
You gotta have an application
yeah,
with an application fee to join the camp.
right. And you gotta buy our specific IUIC purple. Or you ain't IUIC, you can't come with the little Laker shirt, man. That ain't gonna work.
It ain't royal enough, huh?
It ain't royal enough, man. It's original royalty. Original
And-
purple. You know what I mean?
And the one thing about them that, well, we see as
They all
evident,
be the same purple.
they're not training up all their men to be teachers.
Nah, bro.
You know, hey, all these brothers up here can teach, can go into a subject and edify and go deep into that subject. All those, they have a lot of numbers, but how many of those men, all those big tough guys pinning niggas down, how many of them can break down the beast Daniel 7, Daniel 8. You know, these the meat. You know, they spend all that time with all this other bullshit with the garments and
The chants, bro.
the chants and the cadence and all that
That's
shit.
what- that's
The
what
outward
puts them over the edge,
appearance.
bro.
We say,
The outward appearance.
yeah, the outward appearance.
This is why, like it says in Romans, he is not a Jew outwardly, but he that is one inwardly. I know the blasphemy of them that say that they are Jews and are not. You know, a lot of dudes are just Jews on the outside. They can just wear the fringes and rock their beard and play the part, but you know, you just a nigga inside, man.
Yeah, they're a Jew when it's convenient. It's convenient right now. Oh, to be an Israelite, the Israelite thing. Oh, you're an Israelite. And, you know the Bible. We the Israelites. It's the 12 tribe sign. But when that persecution starts, when they start putting your face on national TV, you got CNN and MSNBCs talking about you in a negative light.
He made the decrees.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be. In their eyes, acceptable to be Israelite. Oh, you know, I'm not an Israelite no more. No, you know, that was just a phase. They're not really living this. You know, they're not doing this for the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And a lot of people are going to see that, and their followers are going to see that. I thought that brother was a deep brother. I thought he was like these guys ain't down for this. You know, and it's shown by their actions.
Matthew 7, starting at 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit.
Yeah, how you gonna get the truth out of it? How you gonna get the truth, the good tree? How you gonna get sweet fruit off a tree that's infested? Yeah, it's poisonous. You can't get it. So all of a sudden, one branch is just gonna, you know, just the root is messed up, man. It's done.
Bringing forth evil fruit or bad fruit is just as good, or it's like just as bad, or even worse as not bringing forth fruit at all.
Yeah.
And you know, as remember, Yahweh Shah cursed that fig tree for not bringing forth that fruit.
Yep.
For it to be cast into the fire.
Yeah.
That's it on what I had.
First Maccabees chapter 1, let's start at 41.
It's like, because you mentioned basically when it's convenient, you know, because it's so-called in style right now.
Yeah.
Because there's no persecution, no
Exactly. Because hey, your duty is supposed to be in the ministry to be built enough to withstand the evil day, man. Because Isaiah 33:6 tells us, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure," man. So you have to be built up unto a level in order to withstand. Because guess what? When you're going through the persecution, when you're going through the hell, when you're going through your trials, you're gonna need these scriptures as your comfort, man. They're gonna be your remembrance in order to continue to fight, you know, and so forth and so on, man.
Your default.
Yeah, your default, and you have to exercise it now. You know, this is the warm up, so to speak, before the game, man.
Another word, another phrase that brother used I heard before was muscle memory. You got to work that muscle so it can perform when that time comes.
Yeah.
If you just think that muscle gonna be able to do something on a moment's notice, in the moment it's gonna just work right. No, you gotta work it in the way that it should. That you're gonna need to work when the game comes.
Yeah.
This is First Maccabees 1:41. It said, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Hey, same thing they gonna say to us, man. If you know any Hebrews, like, because it's gonna be a time where he's just basically gonna put it on the news. Hey, if you know any of these people, hey, report them, man. Hey, same thing what happened to E when they rioted the Capitol. Hey, who was turning them in? Their own family members.
Bro, there's Florida right now. There's a bill, a new law that if if you were driving with an immigrant, a legal immigrant, you will be charged with a felony.
What was it? What they say that? Harboring?
Harboring.
A fugitive?
You know? And if you know of one, you are to report them. And all that. You know? So the same thing is gonna be put on us. Like if you get caught harboring a Hebrew Israelite in your home, you're facing charges too.
Yeah.
You know, all that.
You don't tell us it's a federal offense. Yeah, you could be court-martialed. You'll spend this many days, and by the time it gets to that point, they're gonna be taking action.
Yeah.
They're gonna have the concentration camps to scare people even more. I don't want to go into that camp. It's my neighbor. I don't know. He may be into some different type of things. This guy at my job, my niece, my nephew, whatever, my uncle, they're into that,
They might try to knock out two birds with one stone and offer a reward with that MOTB.
Oh yeah, of course.
Go get this MOTB with a certain amount of credits. If you turn them in.
This is back in First Maccabees 1. I'm gonna jump to 56. It says, and when they had rent pieces of the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire, and wheresoever was found with any, and wheresoever was found with any, the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. That's heavy penalty. Thus did they, by their authority, unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, and was upon the altar of the Most High, or which was upon the altar. They put an idol on top of the Most High altar. Wow. It says, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women and had caused their children to be circumcised. We know people lose their shit when it comes to kids, man. People really lose it when it comes to these kids. Right? It says, and they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. However, look, if you take circumcision in the spiritual sense, so what's the name of your guy?
Right.
Versus making something pray.
Right.
Yeah, he's gonna do. He may do something as simple as a test.
Yep.
Hey, say that. Hey, he may tell you to call and pray upon the name of Jesus, man.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. And if you don't, the idol that they choose.
What they say is that denounce your power, denounce your God. Who do you praise? And how about you outside? Denounce your faith today, or suffer the penalty. And we know that the penalty is more like death. Put your family to death.
Just like you did with the Jews. Fear tactics, man. Fear. He's gonna try to get you to submit. Constant in the news. You know how they were bombarding us with the Jews in the news?
Yeah.
You gotta take it. Your employees now your employees getting at it.
Or even before that. These people who are dying. These people who are dying.
It's a fear campaign. So it's gonna work on a lot of people. Most people, the majority of the world is gonna fall. It's gonna crumble to that fear because they don't want to lose whatever fucking life they think they got in this place.
I can see it now. I'm sorry, baby. I had to turn you in. I had to do it to you.
It's all fear.
I'm sorry.
Where you going?
And little by little, the ones who don't take it, now they're gonna be like, they're gonna be shown, like it's gonna be known, like, oh, they so and so don't have it, because the majority has it, and now there's a small amount of people that don't have it.
Yep.
So it's easier to find them. It's easier to.
They're outcasts.
Exactly.
That's what it comes.
They like so like go ahead. The Black Mirror episode where they swipe for their credit score. It was clear to those who
For the social credit.
the social credit score.
Nose
Like,
dive.
it was nosedive. It was clear to differentiate who was completely with the system versus those who were like fuck the system.
Like the brother, he had like a 280.
Yeah.
Low score.
The truck driving lady.
And the truck lady had like a 1 something.
Yeah.
Damn, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Them that had that appearance, 4.6,
Yeah,
4.7, 4.5.
They were the most compliant.
Yeah.
There was law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were politically correct, polite to everybody.
Yep.
Not going against the grain. Doing things that society naturally holds in a popular,
And it's funny you say that, but Israelite groups are going to use that. When we got all 5-star over here on our social credit score, they're going to use that to.
I can
Yeah,
hear how you might say
I can hear them using that social credit score shit.
Look at what happened when the bogus came out. The Venom. Hey, who was it that said use me as a damn, what did he say? He was like, I'm gonna take it, use me as the proof.
Tazariak?
Yeah, him, Tazariak. He said it, man.
Take it so y'all won't be scared.
Yeah.
People barely now just falling off.
Bro.
Years later since they took it.
It ain't stopped.
Oh, bro.
They got a lot of numbers. They don't get as many as they wanted.
It's
They
going.
got a lot of numbers.
The jab gonna do more numbers than the 19.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
That 19 shit still, people at work getting sick, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
because
coming
I've
out
had
with
that
some
happen
of the
at my
masks and
job.
they get looked
Same.
at funny.
Yep.
But they supposedly said it ended.
Right.
Right. 'Cause at my job, they're gonna start enforcing the attendance now. Because during the whole thing, they wasn't tripping. And now they're gonna start enforcing it, but it's all bullshit. Man.
The end of this script was just, I read the end of this just go there. It says, on 62 anyway, it says, howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing, wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died, and there was very great wrath upon Israel. We know Jacob's trouble going to surpass that. We already know that, so it's going to be bad, man. So we know the penalty is going to go up too. They'll put people to death.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't like hearing the word God. You brothers got anything?
Brothers got any questions? I know that brother.
Only scripture I thought of was there's some that teacheth many and unprofitable.
So,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Sirach.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Agree.
Unprofitable to himself. Yeah, that's these dudes, man. All the scriptures that talk about, knowing how to hold your peace, knowing how to, watch what you say. Talk about the tongue is in the tongue is life and death.
Yeah, and the power of the tongue.
Power of the tongue. All these precepts, man. How does that go out of the window when you finally get met with a situation to apply those principles? There's all type of scriptures on knowing how to speak to people. And that's just basic. Like it's just that should be a part of how you conduct yourself as a person, as an individual, man.
Another
Where's these dudes' sense of character development?
Right.
I don't even think they
Are
deal with
doing
that.
courses or classes on that?
I don't think they even deal with that,
As
man.
a man, that's like shit you do in your teens, maybe early 20s. Even as a grown man, that's not even in the truth. You supposed to be out, you 30 years, 40 years old, out here fighting with niggas in the street,
Right.
tussling and shit. Come on.
Even if you're 20, bro, you should be past
Right,
it.
you should be past a lot of shit. But you're supposed to be you're a teacher of Israel, and you're supposed to be an example to the flock. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh yeah, that was 14.
But the Lord is making a clear distinction of who's the teachers, who got the truth, and who don't. He's dividing it, you know.
We had a precept earlier that I didn't know about that.
1 Corinthians 14 and 20. Brethren, be not children in understanding. Howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men.
Yeah. Really, you should be growing to a level of understanding. If you've been in the truth, by the time you on this side, all that childhood, that childish shit should be out your system.
Yeah, Jake still want to be that nigga.
Yeah.
You know, like in the world.
You look at a lot of these niggas that even these old ass niggas, man. That's 50, 60 years old, ride up and down the block on their fucking bike and shit. With their fucking high wheel cars, with switches and all this gold. You know, it's the same childish mentality. It's come to a point, especially with the wisdom that's given out of these scriptures, that you're supposed to grow past this stuff. We're on the same block that the next man is already teaching on. It's like saying, it's like that with the same woman that the next man got. Like, I want to sample what he got. No, go get your own, bro. Like, I don't see black. No. I can do better. I can one man's trash, another man. No.
I bet if I teach here, I can bring in more followers.
No, bro. Just go teach wherever you at. It's gonna be the same. Most I got it, bro.
Because the Lord is the one that's bringing whoever to the camp.
Thank you.
They think it's by their account. You know, oh my God, this guy's a great speaker. And, yeah, so what? It's the Lord that's doing it. It's the Lord that's doing the gathering. Not you, fool.
Yeah, that was in 1 Corinthians 3. If we would have read, continue on. One dude is, I'm of Apollos.
Yeah.
I'm of Paul.
Yeah.
Like, you dudes, are you guys not being carnal right now?
Right.
The Most High is the one who waters and gives the increase. No, he said no. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, and I'll start at 3. For ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, and ye are ye not carnal, and walk as men? For while one saith, I am Paul, and another, I am Apollos, are ye not carnal? Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos? But ministers by whom ye believe.
Whoa, by whom you believe is not about Paul or Apollos.
And who's the source?
They're just the messengers. They're still the sources, Yahweh, by Yahweh Shah.
But ministers by whom ye believe, even as the Lord gave to every man. I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither is he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth the increase. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
And didn't he say some 30-fold, some 60-fold, according to when he gave you the measure of beat? You know?
Yeah,
you're going to bring in only what the Most High appointed you to bring in.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to be rewarded for what you put into it. You're not going to. The Lord's not going to reward you based on another man's work. You're not going to be able to get through based on your reverence for another man. At the end of the day, it's still back on you. You know, to labor. You know. Yeah, man. It says in the scriptures, let every man prove his own work. You know, prove your own work. You know? We're to be proving ourselves to Yahweh Shemel Shai.
I'll finish. Verse 9. For we are laborers together with the Most High. Ye are the Most High's husbandry, ye are the Most High's building.
That's plain. You got anything else? And y'all brothers got something?
He's fighting the groups
Matthew 7:1. Judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judge ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest that the mote that is in your brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in your own eye? Or
Yeah, it's funny because they go into how they don't use the name of Yahushua, right? What the other group do. But y'all off somewhere too, though. You need to correct yourself. Get yourself right. And that's what we strive to do here at Great Millstone.
Yeah, their leader believe he's second in command.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not to
Wait, what he say? He said, Yahweh Shai and General Yohana?
Yeah, he above
Yeah, that's the chain of command.
Yeah, that's the chain of command and shit, bro. Wait.
Right.
Then it's him. Yeah, what Tazariak said, right?
Yeah.
It's like him.
Then talk to Zaryak after them.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
He got
okay.
it,
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah.
I mean, without saying.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yeah, if it ain't of General Yohana, it ain't of the truth.
You got a little more?
yeah, Matthew 7:4. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thy eye, and behold, a beam is in thy own eye. Thou hypocrite, first cast out.
Hold on. Deacon Asaph. There was a live that you did years ago when you were saying that you apologized to Great Millstone for calling us bums and rapists. And you strictly commanded your congregation not to call us those things. Here you are a few years later back calling us bums. And then you got your men slandering brothers, talking about they got pregnant sisters out there barefoot.
Yeah.
And you don't even correct that situation. This is what we're talking about. Hypocrite. You coming in the same spirit of those hypocritical scribes and Pharisees. You want to make it seem like y'all so orderly and so wholesome. You know, like you got everything in order. But what we just saw today, that was an act of disorder. So you're really not in order like you portray yourselves to be. So going back to what the brother just quoted, which are the words of Yahushua, you might want to judge yourselves, man.
We do. We judge ourselves and we be like them.
Yeah. Don't it also say examine yourselves
They-
whether thou be in the faith?
Yeah.
Unless you be a reprobate. That's what y'all are. Y'all a bunch of reprobates, man.
Matthew 7:5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
That's what they said, man. So don't be on this holier than thou tip. You know, like you really just, you know, you really believe that you're pleasing the Lord. You really already believe that you're in good standing, but behind closed doors, you misrepresenting, man. The Lord can expose you. He can expose you. Sirach 1 and 29 and 30.
I got that. It's Sirach 1:29. Be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Verse 30. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so Yahweh discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in the truth to fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit.
What else can I say? All right. Can't be like that, man. Gotta be examples. The world is watching, man. The world is watching. All eyes are on Israel. That's the prophecy. Let our eye look upon Zion. This is why these nations will look at us and be like, wait, this is the perfection of beauty?
You look at the whole nation.
They paint us with a broad brush. You know? So yeah, man, you know, I didn't even think we was gonna go in the whole camp, but hey, that's the spirit. That's the spirit, man. Because really, I had intentions of like, because this was EDC weekend,
Right.
I wanted to rebuke that demon that's out here. You know? There's a wicked, defiled, perverse spirit out here, man. You can see it. But we gotta lay into it.
We gotta deal with it.
We gotta
in-house matters.
deal in-house right now. But hey, man, you know, Lord willing, as long as edification goes out, that's what matters. So with that, we're gonna close. We'll give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Hawashai, Ba'ashem Hakakwadash. God want us to the elder apostles and bishops of the great movement that read well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom.
Shalom.